Alright, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. I don't know if you know, this is episode 817. For October 21st.
I did not know. I'm glad that you told me that.
I mean, at this point, you can't even keep track.
No.
What number is this? I don't know. It's an arbitrary number that is
Some
3
number.
digits.
Our number of shows has turned into Goldberg streak at some point where nobody knows what the real number is. We're just guessing.
Yeah, I don't feel like the numbers matter anymore. It's like, well, this is number whatever for October.
Doesn't matter. None of this matters.
None of this matters. Oh, but anyway, on the show this week we have Anthony.
Yep.
We have Terrence.
Hello, everyone.
We got the Wombat.
Word up.
And we got a lot of video games. Holy shit. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We could just call this the Terrence Show because I'm about to talk for a long time because I
Bitch,
wasn't
you
here
don't know.
last week.
I got all kinds of shit.
I got a long list of stuff.
Well, that's good. So I'll start. I played nothing. Moving on.
I love Anthony. He's my
That's a
favorite.
lie. I played a little bit of UFO 50.
I need to play
and-
that now. I'm gonna get that, I think.
You really should. I didn't know how it was going to be set up. Essentially, it is you find an old game console, and it's a fictional game console, and these are the cartridges that haven't been played for years. So you're actually dusting off the cartridges, and then it gives you a bit of fictional history about each cartridge, within the company timeline. It's basically a fake Atari 50, sort of, but it's for an NES console.
But
And
do they
all the
have
games-
instruction manuals?
No. There is an instructions there, but it's not like it, because it's not presented like something it's not presented like God, what's that game? Tunic. Right? It's always like you're looking at the console. It's all it's either 8-bit or faux 8-bit style. Because I don't know if it can actually run on NES hardware, sort of thing, but it looks like NES. I mean, I've only played 2 games, but they were very different from each other. The first one's like I don't know. I'm gonna say it's like Metroid meets Prince of Persia, maybe. But it's not as fluid. It's like an NES version of that. It's a platformer where stuff like the ceiling falls on you and you're dead, and now you have to restart with another life. Yeah. And then the other one was a strategy game where I'm trying to kill bugs and collect gems. It was far more intricate than I was expecting. And that's just the 2 I played so far.
Yeah, I've heard it's like the RPG that's in there is actually like a full-on RPG-ass RPG. So
these are full
that
games.
too.
It's kind of crazy. I've been waiting for this game for a long time, so it was an instant buy when it came out. I mean, I'm not the biggest Spelunky fan, but I did enjoy my time with the first game. So I already knew this guy makes quality games. But originally I thought it was going to be more collaborative, but I guess that changed over time because it does have like a coherent vision to it. Again, finding out more about the fake company is kind of interesting. So I'm going to keep playing. I might write a review even though I bought it. It's one of those games because I think it's interesting to talk about. I do hope it comes to consoles because right now it's only PC.
I assume it will at some point. Like Spelunky was like that too.
And this is Anthony, just to make sure, because I was fiddling with my TV when you first started talking. This is UFO 50 you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I have that on my wish list.
You're going to enjoy it as well. I've been playing it on my Steam Deck. It says the text might be too small. I think that's like for the worst case scenario because it's pretty obvious what it's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It has like an official setup too, so you can either use the analog stick or the D-pad, which is really nice because if it was just the analog, I don't know if I'd enjoy it as much. I've been switching to the D-pad. Yeah, and that's it basically. I mean, I've haven't really played much this week at all, so just life.
Just life. That's the real game right there.
That fucking sucks.
No continues.
Fucking give me the Game Shark for life.
That doesn't exist. Life is literally like...
It went out of business, I know.
Life
they would have had it eventually.
Life is literally hardcore mode, so you only get one shot.
Speaking of Game Shark, I saw a video this week that explained the technical reason why. Do you remember, Ken, when we were kids? There was like I'll call it urban myth that was based in some truth, but it sort of spread around the playground that game genies were bad for your Nintendo.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they're going to break your Nintendo. Yeah.
Right. Well, so it turns out that's based in fact, but really only if you leave it in your Nintendo, because of the way it makes the cartridge slot sit at an angle. It can bend your connector pins, which they're built to bend a little bit, but if they stay in one place for too long, they won't bend back. So it actually can break your Nintendo if you leave it.
I mean, if you kind of cheat so much that you leave the Game Genie in there, then you deserve to have your Nintendo broken. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Game Genie was fun though, because there was all sorts of little goofy shit that you could do in a lot of those NES games. It wasn't just cheats.
Just learn coding, essentially.
Yeah, that's what it did.
Oh,
it changed the lines of values. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But when that thing blew up was when there was the turn the sweat red in Mortal Kombat code.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But it didn't change the fatalities. Although I still am a proponent.
Was it still Game Genie by then, or was it Action Replay by then? I can't remember when Action Replay came out.
No, it was still Game Genie.
Okay.
But I'm still.
Isn't this around the time? Or no, that would have been earlier. That would have been NES. Never mind.
No. Yeah, I didn't have a Super NES Game Genie. I only had an NES Game Genie.
The Super NES Game Genie was cool because they had a little clip that locked the cartridge in place. Because if you remember, Super Nintendo cartridges started with that lock, so you couldn't pull them out.
Yeah.
And the Game Genie had a little flip, when you put the cartridge in, that would lock into that. But I'm still a proponent that the first Mortal Kombat, Raiden's fatality on the Super Nintendo, is still better than the real one.
Yeah, the one on Super Nintendo is the one where he turns them into a pile of ash, right? Electrocutes them into a pile of ash.
And the skull lands on the pile.
Right.
That's so much better than the head exploding.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
So, Nintendo did good there. Although Kano just what?
Yeah, he just reaches in and pulls out a ball of sweat, basically.
Yeah, what? Okay, sure.
A ball of sweat is crazy.
Yeah.
Really, it's supposed to be more like he's just putting his fist through their chest, but they...
That's funny.
I don't give them props for the creativity to put the fatalities in the Super Nintendo version, but some of them were kind of dumb.
Yeah, they remedied that situation by Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, Johnny Cage just sticks his foot in your chest too.
Yep, he does. Yep.
So it was a weird time. Anyway, all right. Well, Terrence, you want to go? I think some of your stuff will probably overlap mine, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, I think that it probably will. Okay, so let me get my list up here. Okay, I can't talk about these. I got all this marked. All right, so the Shadow Drop from the Xbox Partner Showcase, which I saw y'all had posted stuff, and then I kind of went back and just kind of dabbled. I never really actually watched it, but the Blind Fire game.
Oh yeah,
that they announced they sent us, and I played a couple of rounds of that. I have life going on as well, so I haven't been able to play as much as I have, but I've kind of dabbled in a little of everything. But so Blind Fire, what it is y'all ain't gonna play it. It's a multiplayer game, so y'all out. You already checked out.
Is it made by the people who made Ghost Runner? Because it looks a lot like Ghost Runner.
Is it? Is that Double 11? That's the one that's
developing. I don't know the
I've
name.
Heard of them.
I know who Double 11 is. I know that I've played one of their games before, but I swear to God, this game, you could have told me this was a spin-off of Ghost Runner, and I'd have believed you.
Yeah, it does. It does look a lot like Ghost Runner, but the whole thing about it is like the twist here, because it's a multiplayer shooter, is that it's in the dark. So your character is equipped with like a black light like suit thing that's revealed when black light, but the matches start and it's totally black. You can kind of see like the outlines of different cover and things like that, but the lights come from the gunfire. So, the muzzle flashes and stuff. So you have to kind of gauge where people are in location with that. And then once you die, you can take control. Like once a person dies, they can take control of the various like traps and different like stuff that's around the arena. And you can kind of help out your team and set them up for, success doing stuff like that. It's interesting. It's actually kind of funny too, because because Steam Next Fest is going on and I played a demo of a game because I have some of those to talk about too. This one was called Murder Mystery Club? Hang on, I'm sorry. Or Murder Death Club, something like that. But the premise with this is Midnight Murder Club is what it is. But it's also in the dark. And they have like different game modes so it's like various teams in Murder or Midnight Murder Club. And it's like one shot kills. So it's more of like a game of tag in the dark than anything else. But that was actually, I think, more fun than the Blind Fire game for me. I think Blind Fire is interesting. I just think that it's going to get old kind of quick. I mean, I played like 2 matches and I was like, yeah, I've pretty seen I feel like I've done everything here. I don't really care. Like it's interesting, but not enough to.
It's funny back. Because they shadow dropped it and then like nobody talked about it.
Yeah. I have not seen nobody talk about it either. So,
like, I feel bad. Like, it's just stop making these games.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's chasing the dragon. One of the things that I noticed playing the Steam Next Fest demos is that I think I put that in there, like this trend of everybody taking their kind of pre-existing franchises and now they're trying to turn them into the Vampire Survivor clones. So those bullet hell type games, like there's a Temtem one coming out. There's that Achilles game I think that you played. They turning theirs into one of those. Like I don't know. It's crazy. Everybody's chasing these different.
Just make a
trends.
Good game. Like you don't have to copy. If you have elements, it's fine. But like when I boot your game up and I'm like, oh, you literally just did this with another skin. Like I can't. I don't care. Like. Vampire Survivors is the best Vampire Survivors. We don't need any more.
Vampire Survivors is good. It definitely. I mean, I kind of like Survivor IO. I mean, Survivor IO just has elements that I wish Vampire.
But at the same time, that's 2.
Yeah, and no, you're right. I mean, and I think that's what we talked about too. Is that there's usually 2.
What was the joke? What was the joke? This is, I think, nobody's ever seen this movie. It's called Brain Donors. It's like, two's company, three's an adult movie. Okay, let's move on.
Nice. That's I like that. But yeah, so I mean that's that's Blind Fire. It's it is what it is. I played this would have been from last week, but I played Undisputed. I need to get the review written for that and Sky Oceans as well. But Undisputed is good. I installed the Fight Night Champion. I think that was the last Fight Night game because the first time I played Undisputed, I was like, man, what the fuck? I swear Fight Night looked better than this. It does better stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna put that in there. So I installed that. Yeah, it doesn't. Don't get me wrong. It didn't. It hasn't aged horribly, right?
I mean, that was a 360 game. Come on.
It was. Right. Yeah, it definitely was. It still, it still looks good. It plays really well. It actually plays almost exactly like Undisputed. Undisputed has a bit more I don't want to say this, like kind of real world stuff. For instance, when you hold the left trigger, you can move the left stick around where you kind of like lean back and lean forward, like you kind of, in that circular motion. Well, in Undisputed, it has once you do that too much, your boxer will start, the range of motion will be lessened. Like you'll see where it'll start to, you can't go back as far and stuff like that. And that kind of carries over with like the punches thrown and kind of the different stances. Cause this also has where you can change stances mid fight, and there's, like pluses and minuses for each one. So like you might be in this one stance where you might throw better power punches, but you're going to take more damage from like hooks or something like that. Whereas your normal stance is more balanced or something like that. So it has stuff in there where you can tweak, different stuff like that. But the boxing fundamentals are really solid. I question kind of the roster. Like I haven't really watch the boxing. Dang, I don't know when the fight I was going to watch, which I don't even know if I'm going to watch because I'm curious about the Mike Tyson, whatever that white boy name is, that fight, Jake Paul. Yeah, I'm curious about that, so I'll probably see that. But I haven't kept up on boxing. But I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of big names that are missing. Like it has Roy Jones Jr., Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, all of those in there. But like George Foreman's not in there. Mike Tyson's not there. A lot of the ones that
Tyson's been pretty selective about his licensing over the years, so that doesn't really surprise me.
Oh, okay. See, I figured he was, so he's like Jordan, because I know Jordan went for a spell where he wasn't in, those classic games.
Barry Bonds too, yeah.
Oh, okay, yep, okay. So, and I think that's what it is. I think maybe they're just trying to reach out because like the Klitschko brothers ain't there. And because I was kind of comparing it to the roster that was on that last Fight Night game, and I was like, man, there's a lot of people that's missing. So, and this just came out of early access, so maybe they still trying to get together with some of those people that's not actively doing it and trying to get them in there or whatever. Because I think there is DLC planned. But as a boxing fan, this is the only game we got right now that's come out in forever, and it actually is pretty good. If you're a fan of boxing, it's pretty good. Like I said, you may not get all of the names that you might be looking for, because even that Jake Paul boy ain't even in here. But I would imagine that as time goes on, they'll probably get licenses for them. But Sky Ocean Wings for Hire, like I said, I'm gonna get that review written too. It's not it. Nah, baby, it's not it. I had high hopes because it you look at it and you instantly have thoughts of Skies of Arcadia, because you're an airship pirate, and oh man, like the little opening anime is cool. You get hyped and you're into it, and then it puts you on the ground because you start off on foot and you run around, and as soon as you hit the button to turn the camera, it goes around you 375 times, and you're like, oh my God, like I got whiplash just from going to the left just a little bit. So, and there's no way to adjust it. Like I couldn't tone it down. So you just have to be real gentle when you turn left to right. Like I'm like, what are we doing? But I finally get into the air, and this is the part that I thought that was kind of interesting. Because they, like I said, they do stuff that's different from Skies of Arcadia. So it is turn-based, just like Skies of Arcadia, but you actually are flying around in your little like pirate ship. So, that, I know you played that game, but those were like giant airships that you had in that. Whereas this is more like little fighter planes kind of. So you fly around the world in your ship, and you can pull the trigger and you can fire a little machine gun. And all that really does is just give you advantage in a battle. So you run up to somebody, and when you start the fight, you get, you hit them for a couple points of damage. Where I think it starts to fall apart, well, not start, it continues to fall apart because that camera thing, damn. The animations with the combat, they're not different, and you cannot skip them. And you will get sick of them after the second fight. And I don't even mean like a special attack. Like if you pick something called, Wings of Fury, I made that up. That's not in the game. But if you picked an attack like that, you would expect some grandiose whatever, because that's just what happens when you pick special attacks. Well, in this, just picking attack, just a normal attack, you got to watch your pilot do a barrel roll and then hit the machine guns, and he's like yelling, and then turning, and then the bullets either hit or miss the target, and then it goes back to you pick the next thing. And you have to do that for every single time, every attack, everything you pick, that plays out, and you cannot skip it. It's the same angle. They don't even shake it up. Like it's just, so there's that. And And then just the overall story, I don't know. I don't know. I think it was just the visual, what this game looked like. And then the fact that it was doing the airship stuff. And I really just desperately want another Skies of Arcadia game because that game was so good. And I don't know why we haven't gotten any more, which is wild. But I really wanted this to be, kind of the spiritual successor. And it's not. It's just it's not. I'm gonna write the review, but this don't even buy. It's not good. Like I'm talking like I'm probably gonna get this like a 4 or a 5. Like it's not. This game is not it. What else I play? I played some Throne and Liberty. That's an MMO. I'm supposed to review that. It's gonna be a minute for that. That game is complicated as piss. Okay, and I am an old man. All right, I'm not a young man anymore. I don't know if y'all know that. I'm not a young man. I can't be out here trying to figure out debuffs and fucking DPS and if my heal range is gonna hit this. Cause and back in my day, I'm gonna step on this soapbox. Back in my day, when you played the MMOs, you went on there finding friends. You built a community. Niggas was helpful. Fuckers ain't helpful no more. Throne and Liberty, you dead ass will pair up with randoms and be in a team doing a dungeon. Right, and you at the boss fight, these niggas will kick you out of the party as the boss fight starts so they can get all the loot. Or my favorite ones, they kick you out the party after you kill the boss so you can't get no loot. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't understand. Like, it's not a competitive game. What are we doing? So,
this is what has happened with the fucking microtransaction filled bullshit. Of like, well, I got to get all the stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like oh my god! But yeah,
just go play Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, like that community is very nice.
I know that is one of many reasons why I love Final Fantasy 14 because that community is great. You could go in there and ask for help with one thing, and you'll walk away with like 3 million gil, a full set of armor. Like people just drop stuff. Oh, you new? Here, let me help you out. Like I love the community in Final Fantasy. But yeah, Throne and Liberty, yeah, fuck y'all. So I'll get that review together at some point.
I feel the same way. I'm playing that stupid World of Eternum.
Oh yeah, you was talking about that.
And like the PR person keeps asking me like, when are you gonna cover it? I was like, dude. Hold up.
When I can figure it all out. Shit.
Like, and then like they gave me, so she's like pinged me, she's like, give it like create a new character and we'll give you all the in-game stuff so like you can see all of that stuff. And, like, dude, I go in there and I log into that account. I've got like 600 loot boxes to open.
Yep.
Which you can't open them all at once. You got to do them one by one.
Of course.
And like I started opening them up, and I look at my inventory. I got like 400 armor pieces and 400 axes and 400 rings, and like I don't know what do I put on. And then I look at my weight, and my character like fat rolls through because I was like, okay, well, where's my storage? Oh my god, oh my god, I can't. Like this is worse than if they gave me nothing.
Yeah, that's wild.
So some other MMOs and stuff have done that over the years, where it's like if you join in late, they give you like a boost or whatever to try to get you to the in-game content, and it's always, in my opinion, like no thanks. I'd rather just play because there's too much shit to try to come into on the back end without learning slowly as I go.
Yep. It's overwhelming.
And what's crazy about World of Eternum is that it's $70 or $60.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's not. Throne and Liberty is the free to play one, so I'm playing the free to play one, which I feel like some of this stuff is probably expected. But yeah, he playing the one you gotta spend money on.
Yeah, this thing is $60, and then like, yeah, like, and it's like Tara's like, should I buy this? I was like, do you ever play Neverwinter? Like, what if you told somebody, like, you got Neverwinter and you got EverQuest and you threw it into Chat GPT and you said, come on, do something. Like, that's what this feels like. Like, it's not bad, but, like, you've played it.
Yeah, I got you. Because I dabble at Neverwinter. I go back when they have certain events. Like, I went
That game was fun.
When they went to Dritz. Home, I always mispronounce it, so I don't even want to type. But when they went to his homeland, I went back and played it. I know. Man, if they don't give my man a show. Okay, I gotta go back. Let me stop because I got a lot of games now. I got a lot of games.
Let's move on. Lots of games to go.
All right, that list is done. Okay, so I played on the Steam Next Fest. I played this actually is one of the games I've been waiting on. The Precinct. It's one of those games where you play as a cop. This one is from an isometric.
Isn't it GTA, but you're the cop?
Basically, yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yep. It's set in the 80s, very much 80s, like to the music and stuff, which is, the lieutenant yelling in the style. I was like, oh man, this is awesome. It's really good. I don't know if they're bringing it to console.
They are.
Oh, cool. Sweet. Yeah. I'm all about this. Like it's good. Like so there's a couple of missions that they let you on there because once it actually comes out, it's going to be more free roam. But there's one where you're on foot, just kind of cruising around and spotting out, giving out tickets for people speeding and stuff like that. And then there's one where they put you in a helicopter and you have to, track a suspect that's like on this high speed chase. So you got to keep the spotlight on them. And then you call in and set up like, barricades, or the spike strips, and stuff like that. Like it's dope. Like, I mean, you a cop, but yeah, it's basically GTA, but yeah, you're a cop. Like you can run up on like random people and just, search them. Like you can, you could just go, and I tried this, you could just go and just, shoot somebody. And then the game is like, oh, you can't do that now. You're not, what are you doing? That's game over. Like
we have GTA as a cop. It's called Sleeping Dogs.
Fuck yeah, it is. Fuck man. That game is so
the bomb.
Good. Listen, I put that game in every now and again. I'll install it and I don't even like replay the story. I just run around the town, and my wife laughs at me every time I do this because I just run around the town and I give people flying kicks. Like, so I'll walk around, I'll see somebody like smoking. I'm like, no smoking, fuck. And I kick them, and then go see somebody else like, I like your purse, and I just kick her. Like I just run around flying kick. Like that game is so good. Like not for the flying kick reason, but the story and all that stuff is really good about Sleeping Dogs. And I'm sorry that developer went under, and we won't ever get a sequel.
Yeah, you need to buy that game. It's boosted on Xbox. Like it's so.
It's
good.
always on sale too.
Yeah, it's like $3. Yeah, $3 or some shit. Like if you don't own that game, you should buy that game.
I paid $2.99 for that game on Steam.
Yep.
Hell yeah. And you got the one that came with like all the DLC. I think that's only how they sell it now. Yep. That game is good. Even the DLCs are good. Like the little Halloween themed one.
Dude, the fucking stuff. The fucking Bruce Lee like island.
Yes, I'm actually in the middle of that one.
That is so cool. Like that whole game is cool.
It is. Again, so sad we won't get a sequel. Man. Okay, but yeah, so that's the Precinct. I think that's the only demos I wanted to talk about because I played a lot. I did, like I said, I put those in the chat, but I played some of those ones that are like Vampire Survivors, and some of them are cool. The Tim one was cool, and then the one that I sent y'all, the Kung Fu one, where you basically are Jackie Chan walking around doing different moves. That one is kind of interesting too, so you can check that out, see what y'all think. Let's see. Moving over to Xbox. Okay. So, let's see, we talked about that. I played MechWarrior 5 Clans, which I have written the review for that. This is, if you've played the MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries game, this is that, but with a more single-player narrative focus. It does have co-op. You can play the missions with friends, but this is very much a story driven back to those days of MechWarrior. Whereas Mercenaries is kind of open world. You join up with one of the clans and you run missions from and stuff like that. It has like a little story, but it's not nowhere near as deep as this, because this actually has, there's different characters on your team. You start out as this kid who is trying to become a mech warrior, and he gets into the clan. And it takes place during, if you are a fan of the old games that came out like in 95, I think, MechWarrior 2, this takes place during the invasion by the Inner Sphere people. I always mix it up. I can't remember if the Inner Sphere was invading or the outer people were invading the Inner Sphere, but basically the people was coming for Earth. Is essentially what this was, but it takes place during that time, because in MechWarrior it's like the year's like 3000 something. But it's a squad based game, so you can play it first person or third person, stomping around in your mech. You can load out, however you want with all sorts of different weapons and kits. Like there's even melee stuff that you can use. But you always will have your team with you, and you can issue them commands either as a team or separately, which is kind of nice. The interface for it is really intuitive with the control. I played it with a controller, but it's really like easy to use. Like you can either bring up like a grid map and do it from like a top-down perspective, or you can just open up, like you press the little wheel button on the trigger or the bumper, and then your commands are right there. You can pick for them like that. But it was really good. I'm a MechWarrior fan, so I enjoyed this more than I did Mercenaries. Mercenaries was fun for what it was. There was a huge selection of different mechs and stuff in there, and I think that game has hella DLC. But if you're just looking for like a tight, narrative story, in that MechWarrior, franchise, Clans definitely is what you want. Played some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I can't play online on that anymore. I don't know if they're going to put a patch out or not, but I haven't been able to play online since before early access. Now every time, like, it goes through the whole process of I get into a match and like the people do their shit talking and it just says communication error, like every single fight. Like I don't know what's up with that. Tried to play Retro Realms Arcade, but it only gave me like the arcade. So I'm gonna mess with that at some point. But I played some Visions of Mana. I'm a fan of that franchise, so that game is good. Definitely more. This is way more action.
It's a straight
RPG.
up action game, yeah.
Yeah,
that's probably why I like it.
Yeah, because like I was like, well, how do I put my skill points where I want? No, ain't none of that. Like you level up and stuff, but it's very much actiony, which is cool. Like I definitely am digging what I played. The one I kind of am most excited to get back to, well, two actually, but this one I'm reviewing is the A Quiet Place Road Ahead.
I played the opening sequence of that. That game is better than it has any goddamn right to be.
Man, you ain't never lied. Like I think this is like a budget title too, and
it's like $30, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I know nothing about this franchise.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
because the game kind of assumes you know a little bit.
Yes, it does. So so let me put it this way. I know nothing because I've never seen the movies. I had my own assumptions because I've seen trailers and people have talked about it and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure that this is what this is. And that is the case. Yeah. The game told me that, oh, okay. So I was right. That is what this is. I won't go into it because I don't want to spoil it for those that, still want that. But, it is really good. Did you use the microphone thing?
No, I don't. Dude, I've got kids and a loud air conditioner and.
Oh, I wanted all of that. Yeah, because I wanted to see how it worked, and it works. Oh my god, it's actually kind of cool. Like you should try it at least once. It actually is kind of cool. Like because we get to the point where I had to tell my kids, like, y'all better shut the fuck up. You gonna get me killed.
I can't tell my heater to shut up. My heater is very loud.
Well, that's true. It may not pick up all of that. I don't know how sensitive it is. And if you go in there, it does have it has settings where you can set the sensitivity. So I mean, if your stuff is running, like you can just tap it down so it doesn't pick that up or whatever. But it's definitely a cool game, especially for this spooky time. Is this a prequel? Because that to the movies? Because I don't know where it fits. Do you know? Like
I don't think they gave a specific date. They used the same like it keeps popping up and saying like day 100, day 109. Yeah. Like that's what they do in the movies too.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably how you gauge the timeline of how long it's been since they invaded.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I did love the little touches in this game of like the sawdust on the floor, so you can walk over that so they don't hear you. And
Yep. That because like that was in like the tutorial part where they're telling you about the puddles and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, oh shit, we serious? Like, yeah, I am excited to get back to that game.
Did you get the title card?
No, I didn't. I finished the prologue and then I had to go. So I met Martin or whatever because I don't think the title card happened after that.
The title card happens after the tree branch incident.
Nope, I haven't seen that yet. Then.
Okay. So like. As soon as that happened, I was like, I fucking knew that was going to happen.
Gotcha.
Of course, that's how this game's going to start. I was like, I could have written this. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm anxious to go back because and this will actually probably get me to watch the movies too. I'll probably end up watching because there's 2 of them, I think.
There's 3 of them total. The first one is still the GOAT. That movie is so good. Second one's okay. The third one, yeah, you can skip that.
Is that the one that's on?
It's the prequel. It's basically happening as the invasion happens, and it's like, oh, that would be a really cool story. It's really kind of not.
Gotcha. Okay.
The first movie's so good because the mystery's there and the tension's there, and like you'll understand why. Like the first movie is kind of just like a good stands alone.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably end up checking that out. I may do that.
My son and I watched the third movie because we both liked the first 2, and like we're both at the end of the third one. Like, yeah, I didn't need that. That's fine.
Nice. Yeah, just wasted everybody's time.
Yeah, that's 90 minutes I ain't getting back. All right, whatever.
I'm gonna check that out. And then I think this is the last thing. Let me just quickly make sure. I can't talk about that yet. No. Okay. Yes. Okay. So Inscription. I am playing for the first time, and that is what is that? That game? What the fuck?
Exactly.
So I don't even know how much I even should talk about it because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. And
don't spoil it for me because it's one of those games that I keep hearing so much about that I might end up playing it even though it's not really in my genre.
That's why I turned it off. Like you get about to the third battle with the cards, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck because this is boring. Like I don't like these card games.
Well, and see, I mean, y'all know I like the card game, so I was cool with that. But I will say this: it's so much more because you can get up from that table, and do some exploration, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. It's so much more than just the card game, and I have discovered, and I'm like, oh wow, like it's crazy. Like again, I don't want to spoil it.
You get up and you walk around. You're in a cabin.
Yeah,
you get up and walk around, and there's small puzzles to solve. Some are based around the mechanics of the game, like the card game itself. Others are like more observational puzzles, and those unlock newer cards or better cards, I should say.
Yep. Like it's important to progression for you to do that stuff. Like so
it becomes a sort of like you're trying to the cards are not the main aspect of the game.
No.
It's the other stuff around it. Like eventually like you'll be able to pull a tooth out.
Yep.
And drop it into the scale. And it gives you an automatic point. Like it's weird stuff like that. Man, it's one of those games. Like, I hate trying to explain it because I'm just going to ruin it.
Yeah, no. See, and that's where I was at. Like, and even talking about it and I'm so glad that I never actually looked into it because I genuinely have been surprised at every turn at what this game has done. Like, and Ryan, I know you don't like the card shit, but yeah, you should. Next time this is on, because I think it's playable on deck. The next time it's on sale on Steam, you should check it. Or it's on Game Pass. Yeah, check it out on there and just see. I mean, I know you don't like the cards, but man,
I feel like it's. I understand where you guys come from, and I had Anthony spoil it for me. It's a neat concept, but I really can't get past that card game, and it makes you play it for a while. And I'm just like,
I mean, and it is the through line.
Yeah, it is. And I just like I can't like this game is just not fun. Like
if you don't like any card games, then I suppose there was no chance of you liking this. But like if you've played a card game in the past, even if you're lapsed, you'll see why this game is interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of things you haven't got through and spoiled, when you go finish Doki Doki?
Ha! Okay. So, I have assumptions about that. So the reason it got backburnered is because I got this deluge of other stuff that I'm doing. But it's funny. I'm looking at the icon of it right now. It's still installed. Like I'm going to go back to it. So I'm still at the very early bits, but I have I have assumptions. That's another game that I haven't looked up anything.
Yeah, don't.
And I'm not going to, because I know y'all, that's what y'all said, but I am curious because I just know, like, even the little, like, the title card, I'm like, man, something is up.
Just remember, Monica.
Okay, all right.
Is that your way of getting around saying the N-word?
What? No,
Wait, what?
Monica's the character's name. If I was going to get around saying that,
I
was already confused, and I am even more confused.
I'm confused by his comment too. Like,
oh my god, I can't believe you've never seen the Yahoo Answers.
Okay,
I've never seen that.
Give me a second.
I am going to go back to Doki Doki.
All right, what else? Anything else?
Nah, man.
We're not going to talk about the squirrel game, like, for real.
Oh, you know what? That's not on this list. I did play.
That game fucking
Squirrel
sucks
with the gun. I liked it. I don't know. I never played the what you call it, the Goat Simulator games, because I looked at those and I was like, you just run around and do some shit. I don't really care about that. That game don't look. But this, which is the same premise, you just run around and do some shit, but you get a gun, and you get different guns too. And like the puzzles and stuff in the world are based around like using the guns. So like the pistol, when you double jump, you fire that and the kickback, pushes you up in the air. And then you'll get like a submachine gun where you fire and you hold it and it like pushes you up like a jetpack kind of thing. And that line kind of goes through all the way up to the rocket launcher, where it does different stuff physically to the squirrel. But just the chaos that you can sow around this city. Like for me, they had me when I was allowed to, when they told me I could rob people. Like, you're a squirrel holding a gun that is bigger than you. And I run up on people and I'm like, run me them nuts. No diddy. And they just start dropping all the acorns onto the ground because this squirrel is holding them at gunpoint. And I don't know, that shit is just crazy to me.
Yeah, like, but you're missing the most important aspect of this game.
Are you talking? What's the report?
It plays like fucking trash.
See,
and the camera is so. Okay, the beginning of the game, you start off in that lab and you're escaping.
Yeah.
You know how many times I fell into fucking lava because the camera is a total fucking just fuck. Oh.
Did you so bad? Because it was bad. You're absolutely right. Because it's like the Sky Oceans camera, but I played the Squirrel game on PC and I was able to tweak that stuff to where it was manageable. Like because it does start off super bad, but like I know, because I know what part you're talking about, because there's actually two parts to get to that tutorial where like there's a lava section, jumping puzzles where you got to like use the guns to get across and shit.
Yeah, and the camera flies up underneath other things, and I'm like, damn. What the fuck are we doing? Like, you go to jump and the camera swings around underneath a platform. I'm just like, this is awful. And then when you shoot people, like, the shooting feels bad. And like when you shoot, so you're right, you could use the gun to do like jumping puzzles, but it like changes his trajectory. So like you can't just jump straight up. You have to jump, and then when you shoot the gun, like he'll get kicked back, which I guess whatever. But like you immediately fall off a platform. This is like, ugh. I gave it to my son. I was like, maybe you should play this because I hate it and you probably love it. And he came back to me 20 minutes later. He was like, yeah, that game sucks.
Man,
what game is this?
Squirrel with a gun.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I didn't have all them issues on the PC version. I don't. Maybe it's a bad port or something, because it was and the PC one I think has been out for a while, so it's got a bunch of patches and shit too. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that it's not fun to play, and I am old school. Like that's the number one thing you need to be fun to play.
Yeah, like I said, I found the fun in just robbing people. Like and just sewing. Like there's finishing moves. Like you go, like you can weaken these different guards, and he like kicks them and slides underneath them and like winks, and then unloads this pistol in their face. Or if you don't have a weapon, he like gets squirrel rage and just gets on their face and scratch them. Like I don't know. I found all that stuff fun and funny to me. So I just that was the fun that I found in the game. But totally can see your complaints, because that was some stuff. But I don't know. Maybe some of the issue is just the console version, because the camera going up underneath stuff, that never happened to me.
Oh, it's driving me crazy. I was like, that I can't
for
play
sure
this anymore.
Like the one thing that I guess that's what they did it for, maybe rating reasons. Like the one, and I think I put this in the review, the one thing that I wish it had was just like some blood and gore, but that's just me being, I don't know if that's morbid or what that is, but like, cause I mean, you're shooting these people, with these bullets and stuff, and there is no blood, there's no red, they just kind of are shaking as the bullets are hitting them and stuff. It's just kind of weird. It's not very immersive.
You're on a list now, by the way.
I'm what?
You're on a list now, by the way.
Oh, dag, I probably am. That's, god dang it. Anyways, I'm on a couple lists. It's fine. But yeah, so that was Squirrel with a Gun. I liked it. You didn't. I guess if you catch it on sale or a demo, check it out. It really, again, for me, it's just the chaos factor, just kind of running around and doing shit. And there's costumes. Like I got an eye patch and a fucking beret. Like I don't know. But yeah, I think. Hold on. Let's just take one quick look here. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, because I can't talk about that. So yeah, that's it.
All right.
Oh wait, no, I can. Wait, Thronefall. I played Thronefall. Okay, I promise it's the last one.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. This.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like sometimes you could come on the show and like make up game names, and I'd be like, okay, that's probably a game.
No, this is a legit game. So this is a RTS. You actually might like it. It's a very minimalist RTS game. And it works with a controller. So, a full controller is where you play that. So you're this little guy, you're the king on this horse. This little guy, you're running around. And it's the isometric.
Was he like a horse jockey? Like, what are we doing here?
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Oh, it's verified for Steam Deck too. So yeah, he's a little guy. It's like $10. You are defending your kingdom. So you run around, like you start off with a little gold and you put down your base, basically your kingdom. In an RTS, that's, your town center. If that gets destroyed, that's it. And then, so you have to survive against waves of different enemies. And so you run around and you build up defenses, walls, turrets, and you upgrade the stuff like that, versus the different enemies. And you just want to, manage your kingdom. Like you have to make money, obviously, to be able to build these defenses, and like you do that by, you can build houses and gold mines and granaries, and then you'll get to the point where you can build up barracks for spearmen and archers, where you can build troops and assign them out to different areas and stuff. Like if you were an RTS fan, it's pretty dope. And the fact that it's very minimalistic, like there is no like huge menu. Like, I mean, you just run up to something and you hold a button and it pops up. Like you run up to a little area where you can build because all the stuff like is highlighted on the map. Like you'll see like a little square. That means that there's something that's buildable. And if you hold one of the triggers, it'll like give you an overlay and show you what can be built there. So you run up there and then you just hold the A button to drop the 3 gold coins it costs to build that tower, and poop, the tower is there. Like it's very quick
little guy stuff. Pooped.
Yeah, little guy pooped a little tower. Little tower came out and it defends the kingdom. Like you should check it out, because I know you're a StarCraft fan. I don't know if you dig RTS as much as I do, but I thought this was pretty cool. And I mean, for $10, you know what I mean? And it, like I said, it works on Steam Deck, but yours ain't never gonna be, portable. So I guess yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's all I played. So thank you, Anthony, for putting that in the chat, because yeah, that game is dope.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll see what the Wombat's been playing.
All right.
Hopefully a lot.
Well, no. So I, like Terrence, downloaded a whole bunch of Steam Next games. But because after 18 years and 818 episodes, I still haven't figured out that I do a video game podcast every week, I didn't play any of them.
All right. That's good.
So I've got a whole bunch of them on there. Set to play, including the Precinct and the Jackie Chan looking
nice
Vampire Survivors game. And let's see, hold on, I'll just tell you which ones I downloaded, because I got my Steam Deck right here. Terrence, I got to tell you, you're the only one on the podcast right now who doesn't have a Steam Deck, by the way.
I know!
How did that happen?
I'm right! I thought about that yesterday. I told my wife, I was like, damn.
You stole my thunder. I should be the only one.
So the ones that I downloaded are Karate Survivor, Spirit X Strike, Legacy Steel and Sorcery, Streets of Rogue 2, Spirit of the Samurai, and the Precinct. And I haven't played any of them.
I don't think I saw Spirit of the Samurai. Hang on, let me get that.
You don't even know what it is. He just heard the name. He's like, I need to download that.
It's a samurai. Hell yeah!
It looked pretty cool. That's why I downloaded it. So I instead have spent all my Steam Deck time playing Skies of Arcadia Legends.
The hottest new games.
That's right. Nice. The hottest new games.
That's not actually available. Is that actually available, or are you playing in other nefarious ways? I'm
just playing it on my Steam Deck, Ken.
That answers my question.
I like it. I'm just playing on my Steam Deck. Ken.
Just playing it on the Steam Deck. I'm not going to tell you how, but
here's what I'm going to tell you. I've got my Nintendo GameCube. I have my GameCube copy of Skies of Arcadia in the GameCube. I have Skies of Arcadia saved on my memory card for my GameCube with my save active on it. So
you use the Game Boy Link cable, right?
That's right. But yeah, I mean, Terrence, you're going to want a sequel even more if you go back to that game.
I figured.
It's still really good. It does. I mean, it's got the kind of problems you would expect an early 2000 RPG to have. It's, some of the voice lines are repetitive after a while. I could go without hearing Ica say Alpha Storm for the rest of my life. But that's just, one of the things you kind of have to deal with when you play 25-year-old RPGs. That game is good. I had forgotten over the years how many cool little puzzles there are. And the playing through the GameCube version reminds me of how frustrating all those cool little puzzles are on the Dreamcast because you get stopped by a random encounter every 2 steps.
Oh my god, yeah.
But so I played a decent amount of that. And then I spent most of the rest of my time playing that I had, what little time I had to play games this week. I have been playing Black Myth Wukong. I finished the first chapter, which is like, I think, I don't know, I'd have to count them, probably 4 or 5 mandatory bosses and 2 or 3 optional ones. The game is really, really good. I really like it a lot, and there's a bunch of like powers and equipment that feels like pretty mandatory. It's not mandatory, but feels pretty mandatory, hidden behind some optional bosses and some secret content. So it's that's always a plus to me. I like when they hide stuff like that behind. I like when I'm rewarded for exploring and doing a whole bunch of stuff before I fight the next boss. So, and since it's not a Souls-like where when you die you lose all your progress and have to do a corpse run to get it back, this you just start back at the last shrine you visited. You don't lose any of your will. You don't lose any of your equipment. So you can farm areas if you need to, or you're not penalized for trying something out, which is nice. But the game looks fantastic. It is weird as shit in a bunch of positive ways. The characters are really cool, and I would recommend playing it in Chinese. Having switched back and forth between the English voice acting and the Chinese voice acting a couple times, it definitely sounds better in Chinese. So you got to read the subtitles, obviously, but I would recommend playing it that way. I love the way it tells the story. It's really cool. I definitely recommend the game. I'm hoping that it gets a Xbox release at some point here soon so that more people can play it.
Well, it just got rated.
That's good. That's good.
The ESRB rating just came out for the Xbox, and also the PS5 version is getting a physical copy. Rumor tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
So there's probably some Black Myth Wukong news this week, so you're very relevant. Okay,
good. Yeah, the game is excellent. So when it launches on your platform of choice, I definitely recommend it, especially if you like. It does. It's weird because it's got like it's got a Souls vibe to it, I'll say, without being a Souls game, where you've got rest points, and when you rest, the enemies respawn, and you kind of make your way through the map without a whole lot of direction. It reminds me a little bit of Demon Souls in terms of it's not a true open world. It's a like not stage by stage, like a chapter by chapter. You've got a map that has branching paths, and there's some hidden stuff down some of the branching paths, and you kind of have to find your own way through it. It doesn't have a map, which I'm sure was a design decision, but it sucks. The game would be much more enjoyable if it had a map. But it's got a whole bunch of Souls elements, but when you're actually playing the game, it feels more like a Ninja Gaiden boss rush. Like it's heavy on the dodge. You do have a block, but you're mostly going to want to dodge out of the way of attacks. But you've got some neat powers that will help you. So you've got a power that freezes the enemy temporarily, and you can upgrade it to make it so that your damage against them in the freeze is more effective if you're able to freeze them when they're right in the middle of an attack. You've got a power called Cloud Step, where you basically turn invincible and mostly invisible and kind of run around the field with a decoy being left where you turned that the enemies will try to attack, and you can kind of sneak up behind them and hit them. Or if you're trying to get through an area where there's a whole bunch of archers, you can Cloud Step and they won't be able to see you until you make it through. Or you can transform. You can find certain bosses that once you kill them, you can transform into them and attack the enemy that way, which is pretty cool. One of the ones I found early on, you actually transform and you get a whole new life bar as this other character. So it's definitely helpful. Basically, it gives you a full extra life bar in the middle of the boss fight. So it's super helpful. I definitely recommend the game when it comes out on whatever you enjoy playing it on.
I'm playing it on Switch.
Well, it ain't coming out on there. I'll tell you that right now. I'm playing it on PS5, so I don't know if it works on Deck, but I'm pretty sure it's verified for Steam Deck. So, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
All right. But it's definitely the silly season, so a few games. Excuse me. A few games to talk about, and then some hardware to talk about, because it's a fun time. What do we got here? Mario Party Jamboree, or is it Super Mario Party Jamboree? I don't know. It's a jamboree of Mario parties. It's Mario Party. It's really good. I like the boards. Like, one of them is like a Mario Kart theme board where everybody's in a go-kart. I have had some fun with the mini games, although they give you the option when you start a board if you want to have the motion controlled mini games on or off, which is nice. Okay. But other than that, it's Mario Party. I noticed when I started playing it, one of the first things I got was an achievement, and I'm like, oh, Nintendo, you sly little devils, you're putting achievements in games now. Is that a hint for Switch 2?
Probably.
So
they're usually a couple generations behind everything. So
yeah, but yeah, it's Mario Party. You can do the mini games by themselves. You can play online. You can play up to 4 players locally. I think there's 4 boards at the beginning, but you can unlock more. There's a bunch of characters, but there's also unlockable characters there. It just feels really good. Like, the mini games are fun. The boards are fun. If you can take the bullshit that is Mario Party, you probably will enjoy it.
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of the Mario Party games.
They sell like fucking crazy. Which is...
They do, yeah, they do.
But I've always enjoyed them. I had fun, with them in the originals. I fell off during the Wii U era. Like, I didn't think those were great. But I did like that last Switch one, which was like an All-Stars version of Mario Party.
You just said Wii U era, and it reminded me of Kung Pao.
Wii U. Yeah, it's good. I don't know a whole lot to say about Mario Party other than if you like Mario Party, you'll like Mario Party. You'll probably like Mario Party Jamboree. So
a standout memory of Blockbuster was going in and trying to rent Mario Party, and people in the store were looking for the last copy. Someone had hidden it behind a different box, and I had just happened to find it. So
those games
used to happen all the time at Blockbuster.
Yeah, those games are crazy.
Yeah, I used to I'm not ashamed to say, in our local video store, if there was a game that I wanted to rent but that I knew I had to come back to get, that I couldn't get right when I was there, I would absolutely hide it behind something else.
My nigga, I did the same thing.
I did that shit.
Oh yeah,
I did that shit.
Yep.
I don't care.
I am not too proud to beg. And I'm not too proud to say that I hid that game if I needed it and wasn't going to get it right away.
So which are you? Are you T-Boz? Are you Left Eye?
What?
You're talking about TLC. You ain't too proud to beg.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of the TLC version of Ain't Too Proud to Beg. I was thinking of the much more popular Motown version of Ain't Too Proud to Beg. I was not thinking of TLC.
You were thinking about burning houses down or anything?
If I'm honest, I don't really think of TLC ever.
Right? Me either, honestly. My daughter brought that up the other day. I was like, yeah, about Left Eye. I was like, wait, Left Eye? TLC? Like, what?
All right.
Yep.
Okay, so Mario Party's Mario Party. Let's move on to the next game. Killing Time Resurrected. Nobody played the original Killing Time.
Nope.
I only know of it because of Ross's Gaming Dungeon.
I mean, it was only on 3DO. They made a PC version, which was even less well-known. Like, a lot of people didn't even talk about it. They had an alpha version for the PlayStation 1, but it never came out. The thing about this game is that it's a really, really interesting game that is definitely a product of its time because it uses a lot of full-motion video for in-game assets. So, kind of the way it works is, like, you'll come to these memory spots, and then you trigger them, and they'll run, like, this little full-motion video that's integrated into the game, which is really cool. And the remaster is done by Night Dive, so you know it's good. It's got all the normal bells and whistles. The full motion video still looks good. Seems like there's a lot of upscaling and such. It does run at like 120 frames a second. It's kind of like an open area. I don't want to call it open world, but like you go into a level and there's a lot of caves and areas you can go to.
Back to previous areas.
Yes, you can turn around and go back. The enemies are wild. So, like, some of them are like... So the story is, you're, like, a student studying, like, ancient Egyptian, like, folklore. And you stumble upon this manor of this, like, heiress who's like, into the Egypt kind of stuff. And she, like, unleashes supernatural creatures onto her estate. And your goal is to go through and, like, take them out. Because, of course, you're a student, so you know how to wield a shotgun. Because that's how that works.
I mean, that's like true now, apparently. In schools I don't know about.
Yeah. So, like, you're fighting all these supernatural monsters that were summoned into her area. You've got, like... most people who see the videos have seen, like, the ducks. Like, there's zombie ducks. There's, like, huntsmen with rifles. And then the further you get into the game, the weirder the creatures get. So you get like floating heads, you get like crazy bats, you get 3-headed dogs. Like there's just all kinds of crazy characters. But the core gameplay is very much like, figure out from point A to point B, pick up keys to unlock doors. The same kind of Doom style stuff that you're used to. But it's really good. It is really, really good. And it was always held back because the 3DO version ran at like 12 frames a second. So it was very hard to play. And also you're playing on a 3DO controller, which is not ideal to begin with. Also, it gives me hope for more obscure games to come back because, like I said...
Who in their right mind kept the files, like the original files, for killing time?
Same people who probably archived the Plumbers Don't Wear Ties files?
Yeah, probably. I just, like... to see the game, like, in, like, full resolution instead of their compressed versions...
It's amazing.
Like, you can see which ones are, like, people in costumes, and then, like, this one was clearly a model they made.
Oh, the acting is terrible, too. So, like, when you run up on those memories, they're always like, "Oh, Captain, we fell these barrels down by the dock." It's, like, really bad acting.
Well, I'm just looking at, like, what looks like a library.
Yes.
And it's a gangster shooting at you, and that's clearly a guy in a costume.
Oh, 100%. Like, all these costumes came from Party City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But no, they rented them. They
didn't buy them. They just rented them from Party City. Shit.
Oh, God. The thing next to him looks like a 3D model.
Yes.
Of a giant gray man.
Yes.
And then later on, there's like 3D models of skeletons.
It makes no sense. Like, the like enemy variety is, like I said, you're fighting a duck 1 second.
But what's great is that, like, they never expected someone to see this.
No,
it was all gonna be compressed, so it's all gonna look somewhat similar.
Yeah, because you're using it on like a CRT TV. Like, yeah, and now we've got it in 4K, 120 frames a second, and you're like, oh. It's a wild game, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm super excited to see it come back because if anybody who knows me knows I love not just janky fighting games from that era, but also like really stupid first-person shooter. When they remade PO'd, I was super stoked. And then this one is like super exciting because this game has never been available, in a decent way to play it. So I have a lot of nostalgia for stupid old 90s first-person shooters. Speaking of nostalgia, the next game I'll talk about is the one you mentioned, Terrence, which is the Retro Realms Arcade. I actually did play both of these games. They're good, but they're... How do I say this? They're kind of just there. So what sells them is the characters that are in them. So you can play as Ash from Ash vs. Evil Dead, or you can play as Michael Myers from Halloween. There's two games, but they're essentially kind of the same game. Like there's a different layout that you're playing through, but it's the same mechanics where you move left to right, you kill lots of enemies, you have this power to switch between realms, and switching between realms allows you to see different platforms or fight different enemies. And that's kind of it. Like, there's not a whole lot more to it, which is fine. Like, they're not super overpriced games. I think they're like, $20 a piece or something like that. But it's really just based on the nostalgia of how much you like Evil Dead or Halloween or...
They're $30 up here.
Oh, wow. No.
Yeah, and that's an immediate, like, no.
Well, it's $25 a piece here, but like, so is it is there an overarching story?
But it's kind of the same story. So the games both start off with, so you could, to be clear, you can play any character in any game. So like you could play Michael Myers in the Evil Dead game.
Okay.
There's also extra characters, so like Laurie Strode is in there from Halloween. You can play as her. And really the only difference is kind of the weapon they have. But the story starts off with like the the Ash game starts off with him waking up in the cabin, and this demon's like, I've invaded the land, I'm going to kill everybody, and I took the Book of the Dead. The Michael Myers story starts out with the demon going, I'm here, I resurrected you, go kill people. But it's like the same demon.
Okay.
So, like, it feels almost like the same intro.
Okay, do you know, how's it being sold on consoles?
So you can, I guess the arcade thing is like by itself, and then you can buy the game separately.
Oh,
yeah, but they're
going to do more. They're going to do more.
There is a 2-pack for $50, but yeah, I think what it is. That's why I was asking if there was an overarching story, because it sounds like that this is a vehicle for them to drop in some more retro stuff. Like,
there's definitely going to be more games because there's more arcade machines in the little thing.
But is
there? Okay,
that's my problem. Is there? Because I remember when Microsoft tried to do it.
Well, it's way forward.
They haven't announced other games.
It's way forward, so I assume that they will.
Okay.
I mean, their stuff is usually. That's why I really want this game, because Way Forward did it.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I'm surprised that Way Forward would just kind of make two games that feel very similar in the same set.
Well, I think that's kind of the point. I think this is mostly like mix and match what you want. So like the levels feel similar, but they're a different like palette kind of thing. And the fact that you can play as Michael Myers in the Evil Dead game means that they can't be really all that different. You know what I mean? I don't know. It feels overpriced to me a little bit.
I feel like it's $25, man, because I want it, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait for a sale. Like, dang.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like it. When I played it, I was having fun, but like, if I wanted to play a good 2D like action platformer, I'd go play Iron Meat, because that game is fucking stellar. No, it's a different game. It's a Contra game, but you know, I don't know. Like, these feel so similar that it feels like you're truly just paying for the basically the, what's the word I'm looking for? The like the wrapping around it.
License.
The license.
Yeah, if you want to play as Michael Myers, get that one. If you want to play as Ash, get that one. Kind of thing. Because they're not that different to play. So, I downloaded that Darksiders 2 upgrade for the Series X.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can just leave it off your hard drive. It's fine. But you're not gonna. It doesn't. You go back to it, considering I hadn't played it since like 2015 or whenever the fuck it came out, whatever. Like, I go back into it, I'm like 12 hours into that playthrough, and I'm like, dude, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I can't really tell any difference. But okay, we're moving on. It's still a great game. It's just, you know.
Yeah, and that game is just long. That's why I didn't even bother installing it, because I don't have time with all this other stuff that I got to get reviewed and everything. I ain't got time to go back. That game takes forever.
I just wanted to see what it looked like, and I booted up and like, I don't really see a big difference. Like, it probably runs better for sure. 100% I know it does.
Oh, yeah.
But like, when you play it, you're like, well, this just feels like the last time I played it. Kind of thing. I finally picked up Gargoyles Remastered. I wish I hadn't picked up Gargoyles Remastered. There's a reason why nobody talks about that port. That game, no, it's not good.
Not good?
Really?
It's not. Like, the hit detection is so bad. The jumping is floaty. It just, ugh.
And these are old games?
It was a Super Nintendo game, I think, and they put like a animated coat of paint over it.
Oh. And you don't get the original with this, do you?
I don't think so. It's just this version. So
does it have? Because doesn't that version have where you can switch between like visuals? Like you can.
It may have, but I hated it so much I just deleted it.
I feel you.
Like, I literally played the first part, and like I ran up to this, like I climbed the castle wall, I went inside, there was this lady with like an axe, and I tried to hit her like 4 times, and I just kept missing, even though I was like 2 inches from her face. And she kept hitting me. I was like, God, this hit detection is so bad. Like, I don't get it. So yeah, I was done with that game. And I paid for that. They didn't send me that. It was like on sale for like $6 or some shit. I don't remember.
Man.
I forgot I requested a code for that Hot Wheels Monster Truck Stunt Mayhem, and I also wish I hadn't requested a code. It's a Game Mill game, and it's not very good. It's got a cool concept, but the trucks just control like ass. like I'm constantly like sliding out of position. If I try to do a flip, like I'm flipping 40 times. Like it just, I don't know. It's a neat idea, just game millified. So, the indie stuff I tried to play.
Millified, huh?
Game millified. That's what I'm gonna call it now, because game mill.
Excuse me.
I didn't do much of the indie stuff this week. I checked out, I guess Animal Well dropped on Xbox. I booted that up. I was like, oh yeah, I don't like this game. I don't understand all the hype behind it. So, a game I would love to play if I had time is 8-Bit Adventures 2. It is a like old school Final Fantasy style RPG, even in 4x3. Got some great music. Some cool battle mechanics. I just don't have the time to play it right now, but I really think it's awesome. So if you're into those kind of old school RPGs, I definitely recommend checking it out.
What's it called again?
8-Bit Adventures 2. I guess there was a first one. I never played the first one. But it's really, really cool. I booted up Dread Haunt, but you can't flip the controls, so I couldn't play that. It's a first person like horror game. We talked about Quiet Place. I think that's it for the games I played. So we'll talk a little bit about hardware, not too long. I am reviewing a sync box, 2.1 HDMI sync box for immersion lighting. Sorry. So far it's really good. It does everything I need it to do. So the HDMI 2.1 works. So I carry over VRR, HDR, 120 frames per second. It'll go up to 144, I think. It'll also go up to 8K, but who has 8K? Nobody. Until you get your PS5 Pro, then you can do 8K.
Right.
There you go.
That's why I want one for 8K.
8K, baby. Did you buy a new TV? Did you get an 8K TV?
I do not have an 8K TV.
Does anybody have an 8K TV?
I mean, I'm sure somebody does. I don't think anybody on this podcast
But
does.
I mean, like,
No.
what content is being pushed at 8K? Like, what would be the point of even having it? I guess the PlayStation 5 stuff. I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
I had to pull it up. I had to pull it up because it was so.
The only point of 8K would be like VR.
Okay.
Yeah, but are you gonna run so?
place.
But that would be horrible, Anthony, because nothing could handle the frame rate at that point, and you just get sick.
That's my point. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the only scenario where that seems like it would be needed. But you're right. Like, again, it comes down to nothing can handle that. Huge ass box on your face, basically just a virtual boy.
Hell yeah, dog!
But venting off steam.
I'm gonna get the R Zone. That's what you should really get. That was
slight burns to the skin because of how hot it gets.
If I had some quirks with this box, it doesn't have CEC, so like you have to go into your phone to switch the HDMI ports, which is kind of a pain in the ass. And
I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know what CEC is.
Consumer electronic control. So like when you know how like when you hit something on your remote and it switches the HDMI input.
Oh yeah,
that's CEC. Yeah. So you have to switch the HDMI port on your phone. And the other weird quirk, and I'm sorry, this is why I just believe HDR is like a fucking placebo at this point. When HDR signal's going through the box, the color gets dimmer, and I read in the instruction manual, like, that's by design. That's how it's going to happen. I was like, isn't HDR supposed to, like, enhance color?
See, that's what I always thought was the purpose. Like, it was supposed to be brighter and make it look, but every time I turn HDR, it always makes shit look dimmer. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
like,
so when you
hooking it up wrong?
When you have HDR,
no, I thought it was supposed to be about contrast. Like, I didn't think it was necessarily supposed to be brighter or dimmer. I thought it was supposed to be more natural contrast.
You know what's hilarious? Is the fact that everybody on this podcast has a different idea of what it should be means that they don't fucking do it right.
Yeah. It means they don't. Yeah, that's correct.
Do you use it? Ryan?
I do, yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Ray, I think go ahead.
I was going to say, I only really know what that means in terms of, like, photography. and it would just mean that you have no blowouts, and you have like the amount of detail in an HDR shot is more than a standard photo because you are capturing the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. So that's what I would assume. So you would get, but no, you wouldn't get washed out. You actually get more vivid colors generally.
Except if you do it on a TV, and Terrence is right. Most TVs do it poorly, where as soon as you turn HDR on, it immediately dims the picture.
Yeah, I don't know.
And people are like, so here's my problem with that. Is like people online would be like, well, that's accuracy. That's the way it's supposed to look. I'm like, well, your stuff looks like shit then.
Yeah. Because I hate that. Like it makes everything darker.
What's funny
or
is
it makes it look washed out, and I'm like, I don't understand what.
What's funny about it is that TCL TV that I reviewed this year is the first time where, like, when I turn HDR on, I'm like, wow, like those colors are actually popping. And it's not dim. I don't get it, man. Like when HDR came on my OLED, it was like somebody was like, we need to turn the brightness down about 70.
Man.
Yeah, I listen, I know all the like visual effects folks pish posh at this, but I like my television bright, man. I'm
gonna tell you, Ryan, right now, turn off HDR, you'll be shocked at how much brighter your TV is.
Yeah, I'm used to it now.
I know, but like if you turn it off, it would get so much more vivid. And I'm with you. Like I prefer a really bright, really colorful picture. Like I know it's not, I'm using my fingers here, accurate. But I don't give a flying fuck what Francis Ford Coppola wants, okay? He can kiss my ass. I want my shit bright.
Go back to the club.
Francis Ford Coppola somewhere like, what do you say fuck me for?
Right! I was just thinking that.
Did you overhear like, you have to watch it at a dim pace in a dark room with HDR on, washed out colors.
Like Sean Connery.
Well, I was kind of like, yeah, it's like a half Connery.
The old half Connery.
Yeah, the mid Sean.
You never want to go full Connery.
You never want to go full Connery.
Mid Sean. That's where you want to be.
Mid Sean, right in there. It's right in the middle. See.
Yeah. Shoot.
But no, if you're into like that shit, like I am, like this box is probably the best one I've used so far. It's much better than having the camera. Because the camera's like, I don't know, like if a glare gets on the TV, it's like, look, white. Like the lights behind your TV are just bright fucking white. Oh, but it's nice. I'll probably have a review of that this month. Anthony just posting his fucking nature photography in the chat.
But that's what those are examples of like HDR.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it on a non-HDR screen.
Right, but that's the point. Is that like an OLED is better at doing HDR as far as I would understand it.
It should, but it makes it dim as fuck, dude.
That doesn't. I don't know what context they're using this term in, but that's never how I understood it.
Yeah, I don't know. And the other problem with HDR is like there's no default standard. So like everybody kind of does it on their own. Some games look really good in HDR, other ones not so much. Same way with movies and TV. There's like 4 different versions of HDR. So, how are you going to code for 4 different versions?
And then Dolby has their own, which is the Dolby Vision. Like, jeez. Like, yeah.
It's a lot. And here's the thing. Like, people are like, well, I have HDR on my TV. I'm like, yeah, but do you understand it? Like, do you know how it works?
You know what's funny is I didn't, and I just bought into it. Like, when I bought it, I was like, yeah, I gotta have HDR, nigga, 4K. It's got to do all of that because that's what top of the line is supposed to be. And then I got it home and was like, well, this just doesn't even look. I don't even like how this looks.
Most people don't know anything about this stuff. Like they don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the pisser. Who's gonna really notice that? Sorry, do I have to create the PSSR for PlayStation 5 Pro? We can't call it pisser.
That's wild because I thought you was talking about toilets. I was like, oh, do he get a Japanese toilet? Like, what the fuck? I want a Japanese
Dude, I
toilet.
wish
like,
I had
thought
a
that's what you was
Japanese
talking
toilet.
about.
Shit.
Yeah, I saw that South Park episode.
I'm thinking of the Simpsons episode where there's little fireworks after.
I would 100% be down for some fireworks after I take a piss. I'll tell you that. So let's talk about the other piece of hardware that showed up this week. I had no fucking clue, but now apparently I have a Steam Deck.
Shit, Steam Deck's just dropping out of the sky for this motherfucker.
I'm telling you, man. Like I went to the door and I opened up. I was like, my wife's like, "There's a box here." I was like, "All right." So I opened it up. I was like, "Huh. All right." And apparently it's the high-end one. It's the 1 terabyte OLED. So you know what I installed? I'll give you a guess as to what the first game I installed on it and played was.
I'm sure it was Vampire
Overwatch.
Survivors.
You're both wrong. Anthony, you want to take a crack at that?
Was it Wacky Wheels?
I have that on there, but it's not the first one.
He gets to the Sega Genesis collection and loads up Eternal Champions.
I thought, Eternal Champions. That was a choice too. And I was like, is this nigga really playing Eternal Champions on there?
I honestly don't know, Ken.
Doom.
The
new remaster, the Doom 1 and 2 remaster that just came out. Steam Deck runs that at a solid 90 frames a second. It's kind of nice.
Yep. We've been trying to tell you.
Hey, I said I wanted to get one. I just didn't have the money to get one. And then apparently Gabe heard me and mailed me a Steam Deck. So I have a Steam Deck. I got a dock for it coming today.
Gabe, I don't have the money to get a Steam Deck either at the moment. So if you want to send one my way, I would appreciate that. As I am now the only person on this team that does not have.
But didn't you have one before?
Hooking it up. I did, and I sold it, but now I want it.
Well, see, Gabe's not going to give you one now because you forsook him.
Okay, well then, damn, you ain't have to put me on blast then, because now you done fucked it up for me. Hey, you a hater, man. That's what you is. You got your blessing. It was like, fuck the rest of y'all. You just pulled the ladder up, huh? That's some bullshit. God.
Oh man, I was out of breath before, but I'm really out of breath now. This thing is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to install EmuDeck, but I don't know if it finished or not. Like, it asked me to put games in it, and like I didn't have any, so I was like, well, I'll just do that later, and then like nothing happened.
Yeah, you might want to look up there's a bunch of walkthroughs online on how
I need to figure out how to get stuff onto it from not on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I need to figure out.
You can do it with a. You might have to. It's easier. Obviously, all of that's easier if you do it in desktop mode.
Well, he's getting a deck or a dock.
No, I mean on the system itself.
No, that's where I installed it.
Desktop mode.
That's where I installed it. Was in desktop mode, but like it said, where's your folder? And I said, well, I'll create it later, and I didn't put anything in it, and then it just like stopped.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll have to go through it again. But yeah, I'm gonna play around with it some more. Like I said, I got a dock coming, so I'm gonna set that up, plug it into the TV, sync a Bluetooth controller, play some Steam games, and others. It's nice though. I'm gonna have to get used to. Like I keep hitting the B button as the A button for some reason.
Because you think you're on a Switch?
Probably, because it feels like a Switch.
Yeah.
Control-wise. Analog sticks are nice. I'm really freaked out by the haptics on the touch pads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those things creep me out.
It's a super solid system, man. It's just, I didn't have PC shit. I was playing like that at the time, so I helped out one of my wife's friends' kids. But yeah, it's super solid. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I'm going to play some more of it. Get some Steam games. And play UFO 50. But is that it? What you want to hear me talk about Overwatch Season 13?
Lord.
I know you want to hear about that.
No.
I wasn't going to tell you about it anyway. It is a busy week again, so let me pull up these new releases here. All right, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5. Lots of games coming out this week. We've got Alan Wake 2 Deluxe Edition, Alan Wake 2 Lake House Expansion, Darkest Dungeon 2, Dead Island 2 Ultimate Edition. Hey, Terrence Fae Farm is coming to Xbox this week. Fear the Spotlight, which is another game I'm playing that I can't tell you about yet, but I will next week. Kong Survivor Instinct, another game I'm playing. I'll tell you about it next week. MX vs. ATV Legends Season 2. Potionomics Masterwork Edition.
I'm playing that. I'll tell you about it.
Masterworks, oh, you can't go wrong. Sorry, Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, Wildermyth Console Edition. Super XYX. While We Wait Here. Okay. Card in Seal. That's the new Way Forward game, and I still don't know exactly what it is. Orange Season. There's a lot of jokes there. We won't tell them because it's only 3 weeks away. Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut. Soul Stalker. Telebit. The Bridge Curse 2. The Extrication. The Jackbox Survey Scramble. The Smurfs Dreams, which I'm also playing. I'll tell you about that next week. Barbie Project Friendship. Going in Aether. Why is Halloween versus Ash versus Evil Dead Retro Realms double feature on here? I thought that was already out.
It is.
Okay. Miraculous Paris Under Siege. Outbreak, Shades of Horror, Chromatic Split, Rogue Flight, Sonic X Shadow Generations, The Coma 2B Catacomb, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 50th Anniversary Collector's Edition, and then a little indie title you may have heard of before called Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
A minor one.
It's minor.
Oh my god. I didn't realize that was out this week.
Yep. PlayStation 5 is pretty much the same stuff. We're getting a Minecraft version for PS5. Is that out on Series X? Because I'm going to laugh my fucking ass off if the PS5 gets a native version before the Xbox does.
Don't know.
Man. Xbox fucking up.
Well, we've been known that.
Yeah. Vendetta Forever. Right. Flint, Treasure of Oblivion. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 Remake. Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven. What else is on here? Fabledom. Miraculous Paris Under Siege. Shim Collector's Edition. Shim. Ease 9 Nordics. And Mo Waifu H Block Blast. Yes, I'm on PS5.
I was going to say, I didn't realize we had jumped to Switch.
No,
all right.
Not yet. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Oh, PlayStation 4's got Anime Girls Military Strike. We're getting there, boys. PlayStation getting the anime waifu games.
Lord.
Goat Simulator 3 apparently coming to PS4. Rabby Ribby Platinum Edition.
Oh, cool. I've been waiting on that.
I know. I got you a review code. You ready?
Sure.
That's it for Xbox One, PlayStation 4. So let's move to the Switch. Comic Store Arcade, Simply Cubic, Garage Mechanic Simulator 3D, Kingsgrave, Speedolama, Fantasy Friend. Cool. You've been waiting on that one too?
I've been waiting on that one too. It's amazing how many games coming out this week I've been waiting on.
I know, this is your week, man. It's your Christmas. Fantasy Friends Dream Worlds, Hatch Tales, a heroic hookshot adventure, Say Cheese, Since Memories of the Starry Sky, Anime Dance-Off Ghost Party, Anime Puzzle Quest: The Magical Girls Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Care Bears to the rescue.
Fuck yes.
Hell yeah. Listen, when you said say cheese, I was like, and die? Oh shit, the Goosebumps game? All right. Y'all read that book? You remember to say cheese and die? It was like 3 of them, I think.
Yep.
Goosebumps was just a smidge after my time, I think.
Oh, really? I always forget that I'm like slightly younger.
It's not much. Like the hardest ones for me that people talk about that I usually talk to is like Power Rangers was a little bit out of mine. Goosebumps was a little bit out of mine.
Yeah, see, Power Rangers was in
was
mine.
a little behind me for sure.
Yeah. Like a lot of people talk about that, and I'm like, I don't know anything about Power Rangers.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons, like when they switched, after the movie, because then it switched to something else. But then like when it went to like race cars, that was when like we had fell off. Like it was still like the like animals and shit. But yeah, when it switched to like the race cars and all that other stuff, but yeah, I always forget that. But yeah.
Cat Quest: The Fantastic Trilogy.
Ooh, is that like all 3 games together?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
That actually is cool, yeah.
Crash Puzzle Hammerson. Dot Age. Easy Cute Cleanup Lesson.
Ooh.
Egg Console Murder Club PC 8801.
Okay.
Hidden Cats in Spooky Town. House of Horror, Seven Psychos.
Anthony, didn't you play the Hidden Cats game? Or games?
I think he did. He'll be back in a second. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mini Ghost. One Punch. Pixel Game Maker Series, Crotopia. Prishnaks.
Krishnaks?
What the
Prishnaks.
Oh,
what are we
Prishnaks?
doing?
I don't. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Prish or Prisnhax. Prison hacks. Prison hacks.
I mean, could be anything.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. We'll just move on.
We'll go with that. Yeah.
Shin-Chan, Shiro in the Coat Town. Stick in the Landing. Stilt Fella.
That thing you just said, say the one before Stilt Town?
Stilt Fella?
No, the one before that.
Stick in the Landing?
No. It was like something in the something.
Oh, it was that one that I had heard about.
Shiro in the Coal Town. Sorry, Coal Town.
100% sounds like it would be a Bob Dylan album.
Shin-Chan, Shiro in the Coal Town.
That's an anime too.
I'm sure it is. Bob Dylan's into anime. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. Oh,
The Cheese Chase, Pizza Madness.
Lesser known Bob Dylan album.
Yes. The Sun Shines Over Us. The World of Kung Fu, Dragon and Eagle. Void Rot. Yakuza Kiwami. A Little to the Left, Extra Tidy Edition. Oh no, I'm not Googling that at all.
Wow.
Cute Bite. Don't Let Him In.
Don't do it. God damn it.
Spirity. UFO Robot Grindizer, The Feast of the Wolves.
Hey, that game is dope.
Well, you shouldn't do it then because you'll get addicted.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that took a second. All right.
I was a little too white for you there, Terrence.
A little bit, because I was like, what the fuck?
All right. Let's move to news because news is fun. The first Astrobot DLC is up. By the way, I played this, but I'm not a raving lunatic. So like I only played it once. I don't know. Like I've seen people on Twitter like playing this for like 7 to 10 hours straight, trying to get that speed run.
Oh, the DLC?
It's just it's one level.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's one level, and I beat it, and I got the 2 astrobots, and then I turned it off.
Yeah, I saw some people like is it time trials? Is that
Yes,
what it is?
it's literally timed.
Yeah.
So
I saw some folks trying to beat each other's times on Twitter.
yeah, I've seen people upwards of like 15 to 20 hours in this level already.
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, you know what? I played it once. I got the 2. What was it? The Helldiver and something else. I don't remember the second one. Like, you don't even have to collect them. You just get them for finishing the level. So, yeah, but the first one's out. Next one's out this week. They're going to do 1 per week for the next 5 weeks. It's cool that there's new levels, but I'm literally only going to play them once. So, you know. PlayStation has announced a new show. Are you excited?
I ain't heard about it. What is it?
It's a concert world tour 2025 and 2026 over 200 cities in over 2 years.
Nigga, I thought you meant it was like a G4 show or something like that.
Yeah, that's why I worded it that way.
Ain't that about a blip? Nah, I'm cool.
We've been waiting on the state of play. Here it is. The God of War show has been restarted after showrunners left the project. And the Until Dawn movie adaptation is set to release April 25th, 2025. I also saw a rumor floating around out there that they're remaking all of the God of Wars into a collection. Or not remaking, apologies, do not take that the wrong way. Like remastering all of them into one collection. So
that would be cool if they put all of the...
I heard it's also done. They're just waiting on like a release date. So they're pulling the Nintendo shit now, you know, where we got like 40 games done, so we'll release them whenever.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo sent out an email for Nintendo Switch Online plus Expansion Pack's 3rd anniversary, teasing something for next year. Cool. Let me know when you know what it is, because otherwise it's whatever. Game Freak released a statement and confirmed this week's leak. The leaker got access to the server last August, which results in 2,606 cases of employees' personal info leaked. Game Freak will contact them individually. Fucked up, man.
Yep.
Banjo-Tooie is coming to Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack on October 25th. So another first-party Microsoft game coming to Nintendo Switch. Universal Epic Online Orlando will launch on May 22nd, including Super Nintendo World. So another Nintendo theme park you can go to.
Theme park. Yeah.
Microsoft has settled the gamer lawsuit.
What was the gamer lawsuit?
They were suing them over the Activision Blizzard thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing? What are we? The fuck is wrong? I still enjoyed watching people like tweet Bernie Sanders. Bernie, gotta do something about Microsoft stealing all the games.
Right, like he gonna come to the rescue with a cape. Like, what in the world?
I just think it's funny that gamers are out here tweeting at politicians like, I'm not worried about abortion or taxes.
Right, none of that.
Like, stop Microsoft stealing my games. The fuck.
Jeez.
Rare's Craig Duncan will take over Xbox Game Studios leadership next month as Alan Hartman has retired. Joe Neate and Jim Horth will co-lead Rare moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know any of these. I know who Craig Duncan is from Rare, but like I didn't even know this was a thing. Whatever. Xbox has announced Call of Duty Black Ops 6 accessories collection with a controller available via Design Lab. The new Xbox Series X models, the diskless and the 2 terabyte, have a smaller chip and new cooling. Like, okay. They also use less power. Cool.
Cool. The less power thing is helpful. If you're gonna make smaller chips and stuff, pass that cost-saving measure along to me. Thanks.
No.
All right, fair enough.
It's like that.
Absolutely not.
No.
Right.
Xbox Cloud. You ain't getting shit. Xbox Cloud Gaming is getting a big update, according to Tom Warren. They're going to have direct-to-cloud controllers, visual quality.
Why did you say his name like that?
His profile picture just gives me that vibe.
Tom Warren.
Tom Warren.
And I think he's like British or Australian, so I guess saying it with that is like.
No, he just seems like a dick.
He does. No, 100%. Like
they'll include visual quality improvements, overall more cloud gaming features, and play games from your own library. Oh, cool, but not all of them, right?
No.
Xbox had a partner showcase this week with some new games and some old games that we knew about. So we saw
borrowed and blue games.
Yeah, right foot, left foot.
Yep, all of it.
Alan Wake 2, The Lake House was shown, which is DLC. Chronos: The New Dawn is the next game from Bloober, which looked cool. Looked like a little Dead Space type game. They showed off some more of Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. We talked about Blind Fire already. Subnautica 2 was announced. Boy, that pissed off all the angry little mans on Twitter.
I don't understand why. I read about
because
that.
The characters are black and the woman.
It's got black people in it,
and the woman's not like a Instagram model.
Correct.
Okay, I got you.
So
God dang it.
She got
a
Chad.
Anybody ever talked about? Anymore,
yeah.
What was the quote I saw this week? They said she had a Chad chin. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
What the fuck is that? What?
Swear to God.
What are we doing?
Lord, I've seen what you've done for the dinosaurs. Can you do the same for me?
You have to be a big loser to be like, you have to settle on video games for your fucking wank.
Anthony, if you're looking for big losers, boy, do I have a community for you.
Just, fuck. It's so degrading. Like, self-degrading. Like, just, I'm not good enough to watch real porn. I have to settle for fake stuff.
I want to know.
Oh my God.
I want to know the first. As I say, I want to know the first person that goes into a plastic surgeon is like, please give me the Chad chin.
Oh, I'm sure we're already past that point.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
And now I want to know what love is in my head. It's
That's right.
You remember those early in the morning commercials that they play those little ballad CDs they used to sell over the phone?
Yeah.
That was one of the things that would play. God dang it.
Yeah.
This is Columbia House motherfucker over here.
It'd be like a compilation called Visions of Love or something.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you gotta call the 1-800 number and it's only $27.95, which you can pay in 4 easy payments.
Yep.
That's right.
Those were the days.
You kids don't know nothing about that shit. You don't even know what a 1-800 number is, motherfuckers.
It would start with I want to know what love is, and then like towards the middle of the album, it would be like Nazareth Love Hurts.
Yep.
Love
Hurts. But the whole time you're watching the ad, it's just the names of the artists scrolling by.
Yep.
And then the one would be highlighted.
Yep, that's it. That is exactly. You got the commercials too.
Yep,
that is exactly it.
Oh yeah.
All right. The next game shown was Eden's Zero, which is based on the manga Fairy Tales Hero Mashima.
I bet my son knows what that is. He loves.
Yeah, I was just reading words. I don't know what they mean.
I got you.
Phasmophobia was announced for Xbox and PlayStation 5, but they didn't say PlayStation 5 because it's an Xbox show. It's out October 29th. Sorry. I saw those tweets again like, how dare they not say PlayStation 5? I don't know, because it's an Xbox show.
Right.
Hey, Mickey, they didn't say Xbox.
Hey, Mickey, they didn't say Xbox in the show, because it's an Xbox show. They didn't say PlayStation.
I was cracking up when I got to that part last week. Hey, Mickey. And I'm sitting there like, what the? Because first of all, I was like, I don't even remember all that. Like, I remember the dude being real pushy, like trying to get your attention and shit. But like, Hey, Mickey, do you want to do this? Hey, Mickey, I'm going to show you how to spin. Hey, Mickey, where your mama at?
I'm
Mickey,
glad.
Don't tell your daddy. Like, what the fuck?
I'm glad you brought it up because I want to go back to a game I played this week called Mario Party Jamboree.
Okay.
Where
Mario.
The game starts off with what's the wizard Koopa's name? Anthony, you know this one? Namek. So he's flying around like telling you the story of Mario Party.
K, right?
Is Anthony there?
Is Anthony here? We lost Anthony.
No, are you hearing me?
You said Namek, right?
Kamek.
Okay.
K.
Oh.
So the intro starts with him like telling you the story. You can't skip this, by the way, and it's a solid 5 minutes. And it's literally one paragraph or one sentence per frame. So it like takes forever to get through. Then when you start a board, here comes Toad. Hey, Yoshi. Have you ever played this board before? Okay, well, let me tell you. If you move to the blue space, you get 3 coins. You get 3 coins, it adds 3 coins to your total. So let's say you had 22, now you have 25. Oh, if you land on a red square, we take away 3 coins. So, for example, if you had 33, now you have 30.
Now I want to mod Ocarina of Time to where
yes!
Every time Navi comes up, she says, "Hey, Link."
Yes! Hey, Link.
I'm not even kidding. It took me a solid 30 minutes to get to the board where I got to roll my dice.
Listen, that's wild.
Like I can't deal with
Jesus Christ.
This stuff, man.
I feel you though. Like anymore, like and it's messed up because I feel like they put so much of the like tutorial stuff in like the opening story cinematic stuff because I just want to skip it. Like listen, I'm an old man, okay? I every game, yep, you press A to jump. This is how I attack. I'll figure the rest of the shit out. Can I just play the game? Like, no. I don't need all of this tutorial and telling me, like, there has to be a better way, like a balance for this or something. Because, yeah, like, I feel you, brother.
I'm going to tell you, my wife just texted me from the living room. She's like, it sounds like you're preaching in there. I'm like, you damn right I am.
Hey, congregation, let me tell you about this.
All right. Animal Well was also stealth dropped. They announced that Mouse PI for Hire is coming to consoles, which that game looks cool as shit.
Yes, I've been looking at that for a while. Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
I must have missed this game, or I didn't catch the name, because this name has me cracking up. The Legend of Babu.
Okay.
All right.
It says it's inspired by fables passed down through generations. The Legend of Babu is set in a magical land terrorized by an ancient evil entity. You play as a boy and his dog. His dog's name is Babu. Okay. That makes more sense. Eternal Strands was also announced. Is this the Souls meets Extraction game? Is that what this one was? I can't remember.
I want to say yes, but I don't remember. Hang on.
It's a Game Pass game in 2025 from people who worked on Dragon Age, Assassin's Creed. Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
FBC Firebreak is a Control-inspired 3-player PvE shooter. It's launching into Game Pass and PlayStation Plus simultaneously. Mistfall Hunter is you guessed it, another Souls-like game, which includes PvPvE. No, that's the Extraction one. Okay, this is the Extraction one. Mistfall Hunter is a PvPvE extraction RPG, elements mixed in. Dude, I don't know.
What did I look up? Hold on.
Eternal Strands is the MMO.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah, the powerful magic abilities are. Oh, this looks dope. Third-person action adventure, epic creatures. Hell yeah!
I want you to know I threw New World, Eternum, Neverwinter Nights into ChatGPT, and Eternal Strands came out.
Oh, okay.
We're just recycling everything.
That's what we're doing now. All right, that's fine.
Wheel World is the next game they showed, which is it's a weird looking game. And then finally we got another Souls-like game, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers.
All right.
The dark fantasy action game set in the late Ming Dynasty. Ming! For all you Flash fans out there.
Wait, was this one a Souls one? Because I think I saw...
I think Wu Chang is. I think it's a Souls game.
Okay.
I mean, probably. All right, what else we got here? Anthony is typing in the chat answers to our questions, but he's not talking, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I thought you were right. Or, excuse me, Ryan was right.
Yeah, no, I don't, dude. I know some of the Koopas, but I don't know all of them.
Listen,
sure.
I know none. Y'all was spouting off names of Zelda enemies and stuff, and I was like, God bless them. Like, I didn't know none of them people.
Man, you see the? I think did we talk about this on the show last week? Like the evolution of the Zora, going from looking like the creature from the Black Lagoon to looking like fucking. Yeah. Of course.
And I didn't know that. I first really saw them for real. Was the 64 one, because that was the first real Zelda that I like beat. So I don't remember them being the Legend of the Black. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
This is exciting, I know, for me and Anthony, and probably Ryan too. The Tetris Forever got a release date, November 12th. So that's exciting.
Nice.
I do like Tetris.
I love me some Tetris. Destiny Rising was announced, which is a mobile Destiny.
Because why not?
God damn it. Why? Oh, I don't care. Like a Dragon Yakuza Pirates is launching a week early. So it's now February 21st. Because, fuck February. Whatever, dude. Jesus Christ. Anything else on there? 33 Mortals was delayed into 2025. Fortnite Rocket Racing is ending themed updates. I guess that didn't do too well. 2K announced a Gravity Ball, made by Visual Concepts South, Lego 2K Racing. It's in NBA 2K 25.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what else to say. It's not at all surprising that they just keep adding stupid non-basketball shit to that game.
Yeah, I don't understand.
As long as they can convince people to spend their cash on it, whatever.
Their cash.
Their cash.
You got any cash?
Trying to get that cash.
Nobuo Uematsu said he will no longer be composing video game music. Or he will not stop composing video game music. He's just cutting back. Sorry.
He's cutting back, yeah.
Hey, Anthony. What happened to you?
I don't know. Go on.
Okay, I was going to say, he don't want you to know what he was doing over there. He was eating peanut butter.
What?
Bandai Namco saw the feedback from Tekken 8 players over the Year 1 Pass and the Genmaji Temple DLC method. Pass owners will get another battle stage on top of 3 characters with 3 days early access. That's pretty cool. And everyone who plays online from October 29th to November 26th will get 500 Tekken tokens, coins, whatever their currency is.
Nice.
That's awesome. Because I wish NetherRealm would see that, because Jesus Tap Dancing Christ. Price on your DLC is ungodly. Dragon's Dogma 2 got an update to change the graphics wording in the options menu to either prioritize graphics or prioritize performance. Who knew? If you just make it simple. Like, come on. Over 700 Ubisoft France employees walked out on a 3-day strike in dispute over pay and back to office mandate. Good for them.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen enough of Monster Hunter Wilds yet?
No.
Well, there's a showcase coming October 23rd. You can watch it at 7 a.m. Pacific time.
Man,
I'm definitely buying that game, but...
Like, that's my question is, like, I know you guys are all buying this. Like, do you really want to see more? Or do you just want to play it?
I just want to play it, really, honestly.
Yeah. Like, they're showing the shit out of this game.
I mean, I think both previous games had... Or, not both previous games, but World and both the 2 most recent games. Jesus Christ, I can't even talk. Both had demos, I think,
Ryan,
so...
did you know?
So it would be nice to get a demo.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Like, they've shown it so much. Why not put out like a little demo or something? I don't know. It's weird.
That's probably coming, but I don't know. The fact that it's 30 frames, man, that really. I like.
I don't give a shit about that. I just want to hunt monsters.
And I know you do.
Get a PS5 Pro.
I came into the series. Yeah, nah, fuck that. I came into the series late, like with the with Rise. Like I downloaded Worlds and played it, but like that movement and the 60 frames and all that stuff. That's what I know. Like, and I don't know if I can go back to.
I like Dumbo.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they put out a demo because I do want to try it because it does look good. It does look fun.
I was kidding, by the way. The PS5 Pro version, I think, still runs at 30.
I'm sure it does.
Probably just looks better.
Because we need the PS5 Pro.
Better foliage.
So you don't have to choose between fidelity and performance. You can just choose fidelity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 free post-launch content announced. Season 2 gets new PvE mission. Lethal difficulty. No thank you. Neo Volkite Pistole. It says Pistole. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's called in the?
Yeah, they fancy in the Warhammer universe, man.
Pistole, I like it. New enemy. Season 3 gets another PvE mission, PvP mode, PvP arena, PvE prestige ranks. Say that 3 times fast. Battle Barge expansion, and more.
Yeah, I wish they would have did the PvP stuff this round because the PvP mode only has like 3 maps, and that's fucking ridiculous. Like, what are we doing?
That's fucking ridiculous. Keywords has acquired certain affinity.
Okay.
Hey, look, Sean Layden's in the news again. What we got here? Former PlayStation executive Sean Layden said that the console power arms race has reached a plateau, and that the majority of consumers are not interested in marginally more powerful machines. Huh. He also said we are in a collapse of creativity, and that AA are basically dead. But AA is gone. I think that's a threat to the ecosystem, if you will. We're seeing a collapse of creativity in games today with studio consolidation and the high costs of production.
Man, he just begging for them to come after him. Well, good luck, brother.
Yeah, he attacked Xbox guys, and it's like, whatever. But you attacked them Sony guys as Sean Layden?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, man, good luck. Godspeed
to you and your family. Bandai Namco is the latest of laying off people. But this might be one of the most egregious things I heard of, was that they were basically putting the people they wanted to go away into rooms, giving them nothing to do. And I'm sitting there going, that sounds like my dream job.
Yeah.
Right?
They pay me to do shit for a couple of years. I'll be in good shape.
Hell
All
yeah.
Right, we need you to just sit in this room. You're going to sit here from 9 to 5. Just go ahead and, whatever. You can go for lunch or breaks, whatever. You just sit on in here. I don't have to do nothing. No, you just sit in here. Okay.
They also they also canceled several games, including games with Naruto, One Piece, and a game commissioned by Nintendo. So they're really cutting back.
Naruto games come out like Warhammer games, so. But all right.
Yeah, Naruto. Honestly, so do One Piece games. Like, we need a break.
Yeah.
Riot Games.
One Piece games come out on consoles and shit frequently. You ought to see Roblox.
Oh, I'd imagine it's like.
Half the games on there, I feel like, are One Piece games.
Roblox has more One Piece games than there are One Piece episodes.
Oh, I don't think that's the case.
Listen, there's like 1,000 somebody I'm never going to watch because my son, you should get in One Piece. Nah, man, there's way too many episodes of that show. I'm cool. Like, what are we even doing anymore?
Is it still running or is it over?
No, the manga is still going too. But I think. I can't remember. I think he said that the dude is about to wrap it up in the next couple of years.
Got
or something
the wrap
like
it up
that.
box. Wrap it up, B. Riot Games has cut some roles on the League of Legends team.
Must be the console team because clearly that's never coming to console like they said. So that's fine.
Surgent Studios, the people behind Tales of Kinzera Zao, put their team on notice for redundancy as they seek funding for their next game.
I saw that. That's sad.
And then Don't Nod is facing potential reorganization and layoffs of nearly 70 people after weak first half of 2024. We got some numbers here. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero sold 3 million copies in its first 24 hours. God damn, Jesus Christ.
Man, yep.
Metaphor ReFantasio surpassed 85,000 concurrent players on Steam. Tomb Raider has sold 100 million copies in its franchise to date. That's a lot of laws.
Yeah, it is.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 surpassed 4.5 million players worldwide. It Takes Two has now sold 20 million copies. Them's Nintendo numbers, son.
Yeah.
Jesus. Resident Evil 4 Remake has surpassed 8 million, and Silent Hill 2 Remake sold 1 million copies in 3 days. That's a little misleading, because I've heard that game kind of fell off after that. So I think everybody who was going to buy it kind of bought it. Unfortunately, because it's a really well done remake. Five Nights at Freddy's movie Part 2 coming to theaters December 5th, 2025. Insomniac has made a statement on Spider-Man 2. There is no DLC coming to the game, and the PC version will launch on January 30th. What else we got? Anything else?
I wonder if they're moving the planned DLC to Spider-Man 3. Because that little leak list, and it was already, because it was supposed to be out in like 2023, I think. And the second DLC, because it was like a Carnage DLC, and then something else behind the.
Yeah, there was a Beetle. There was a what is it?
Yeah, the Beetle, the open world
Beetle,
mission thing.
Yeah, and then there was supposed to be a Spider-Verse crossover.
Yes, that was
Beetle
the
Adventure Racing crossover.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the Spider-Verse thing. See, I wonder if they're just going to move that to all to the new game or something.
I can't.
Could be.
I can't hear you say Carnage, and I know this is weird and dating me big time, but I can't hear you talk about Carnage without thinking about the Green Jello song that they made for Maximum Carnage on Super Nintendo.
Maximum Carnage, yeah.
Listen, all you fools! Don't you know that Carnage rules?
I forgot all about that.
That fucking game also had like Black Sabbath songs.
That game was excellent.
It was, which is like one of the few times you can say that about an LJN game.
Is it really? I did keep track of all of it.
Their Spider-Man games are pretty good.
No, you need to go back and play them. They're very bad.
Wasn't Separation Anxiety them too?
I don't think so.
Because I like that one too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The ones that they did on, what was that, on Genesis? Yeah, well, it was Acclaim, so I guess technically it's LJN, but most of their Spider-Man games are very bad.
Oh, Separation Anxiety was Software Creations. That's who developed that. I don't know who that is. Oh, wait, that...
LJN never actually developed a game. We should clarify that.
Oh.
They were a publisher.
So Maximum Carnage was developed by Software Creations as well.
Yeah, so those are probably the only two LJN/Acclaim good Spider-Man games.
They also did the Wolverine game on the NES.
Oh,
that
man.
was not good.
That game was bad.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and X-Men and Arcade's Revenge, which is fine.
That was fine. It wasn't great. It was fine.
Yeah, it's not great. Spider-Man and Vintage Maximum Carnage. King Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball.
Okay.
Spider-Man and Venom Separation Anxiety. Foreman for Real, which was pretty good. Hexen Beyond Heretic on the Nintendo 64, which is a weird pull. And then a bunch of like licensed games after that. They also were responsible for porting Mortal Kombat 3 to Game Boy, Game Gear, and the Master System.
It's weird that there's a Master System version of Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah. They also did Plock on the Super NES.
Dude, Plock is the bomb. If you've never played Plock.
Yeah, game is great.
Yeah, you should play Plock.
I ain't never played Block.
That's going to be the tagline for the show this week. You should play Block.
Go play Block.
Here's a couple you may have heard of on the NES. World Games, Sky Shark, Magic Johnson's Fast Break, Target Renegade.
Ooh, I don't know that
Solstice.
one. Solstice is the bomb.
Pictionary, which was great.
Yes, Pictionary and Anticipation were two of my favorite games.
Yeah. The Silver Surfer game on the NES.
Oh, no.
That game's terrible.
That game's terrible.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yep.
One of them.
Treasure Master.
The Indiana Jones Last Crusade, there were two games. One was Ubisoft.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, this one, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, 1991 NES game.
Yeah, they made two Last Crusade games. One was Ubisoft, and the other one was supposed to be the one you're talking about.
Treasure Master, which, by the way, cost me more than any NES game ever because I rented it. And we rented it right before we went on vacation, and I forgot to remind my dad that we needed to take it back. And we were on vacation for 2 weeks, and we had it the whole time sitting in our house.
You could have avoided all these problems if you'd just fucking won the $1 million.
That's true. Or if I had just not played Treasure Master in the
That's
first place.
also a viable solution, is do not ever play that game.
Correct. That's the most viable solution, actually.
I thought you were going to tell me you called the 1-900 number to...
No.
Wow.
No.
Yeah, Treasure Master is an awful abomination. It's like... did anybody ever win that? Did anybody win?
Well, I mean, I'm sure somebody won.
I gotta look this up.
I don't think they've been allowed to have the contest and somebody not win.
Wasn't there a documentary about that? About some guy that had won the Doritos $1 million thing, but they never paid out or something? It was on Netflix. It was some contest that he had won, but they never paid out or something like that. Might have been Pepsi. Or no, it was a jet. That's what it was. He had won a fighter jet
and
or
then
something.
They wouldn't let him. Yeah, they wouldn't let him have it. Yeah, that was a Mountain Dew. That was a Mountain Dew promotion.
The Quest games on the Atari 2600.
Well, so the thing that Terrence is talking about is in the commercial for one of the Mountain Dew bottle top. They as just almost like a joke in the commercial. They showed somebody landing in a fighter jet and said it was, I don't know, some million number of points that they didn't expect anybody to get, and this guy actually got the number of points, and they wouldn't give it to him, obviously, because it was a U.S. fighter jet. They're not going to just let you have that.
Right.
Yeah, the Quest games on the Atari 2600, they never gave those. The last one out, what was it, the Sword and the Chalice, I think. They never gave those out. But I just Googled Treasure Master winner and nothing.
Huh.
So nobody ever won. They just quietly killed it.
Somebody asked the question on GameFAQs in 2014, who won the Treasure Master prizes, and the replies are just, that game had some funny animations, and the music was a Fallon's product. Nobody answered the question.
Nobody ever won.
Nobody knows who won the goddamn Treasure Master.
Oh. I have to believe somebody won.
You would think,
can't imagine
right?
They'd be allowed to have the contest and not have anybody win.
Nobody won the Advent Rising one either, did they? They canceled that.
Because it was Advent.
I remember that. Hey, man, I liked that game.
Yeah, see, now you're outvoted now. See? I love that game.
You like that too?
I love that game.
You and Ken are the two. And Orson Scott Card.
Yeah.
Fuck Orson Scott Card. But still love that game.
Definitely fuck him. But yeah, that game I did like Advent Rising.
So all you Steam Deck owners, Valve has made a statement saying they will not release a new Steam Deck every year. Steam Deck 2 will be a generational leap. So.
Cool. That hopefully means I don't have to buy another one in a year.
You don't have to anyway. You're fine at 12 frames a second, so you're good.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's a good point.
All right. I do have an email and I think one tweet, and then we can get out of here. The email is just a statement, and it's kind of funny. Comes from Antonio. It says, "Hello. I hope this email kills us all." Hold on, it keeps going. The Penguin is so good, it almost distracts me from the fact that Anthony's sister cheated on me. What What?
What?
Wow.
It's a fucking
Wow.
callback.
It is a callback.
Yeah,
That's an
it's
old
been
one.
a while since we talked about that.
Anyways, I seriously need to take a break from staring at Twitter. I like being informed, but man, it's depressing beyond measurement. I feel like we're really going backwards at breakneck speeds. Maybe I should stuff myself with a chicken Big Mac to feel any joy.
And
I mean, listen,
I was at McDonald's. Were they good? Because my daughter was like, "You gonna get one of them?" I was like, "No," because that just sounds gross. I didn't even know that was a real thing. I thought he was. No,
just
it
making
is.
It up.
It's
Yeah,
another
100%.
streamer meal, right?
I don't know if I know what you're talking about. It wasn't advertised like that. It might be like it was just on a little thing when you pull up. They got the regular Big Mac and they're like, try this limited edition chicken Big Mac, and it's like 2 chicken patties, but it is just like a regular Big Mac stuff. And I'm like,
dude,
no.
that just sounds disgusting.
Right? Like no, thank you.
I can't get over like that we truly are in the era where these streamers are celebrities. I saw the dude. I don't know who this dude is. I don't know what he does.
I never know who they are.
But he is the chicken Big Mac person. Like he premiered it on his Twitch channel. He is also in a T-Mobile commercial with Snoop Dogg and Patrick Mahomes.
What is this man's name?
Kai Cenat? Is that
Oh yeah, he's like.
I know him.
A big
Black
deal.
Yeah. He is a big. He like broke. So I know him, and Ryan did the same way because my kids talk about him and watch. But he also pops up on like X and stuff because he does a lot of crazy. Like they sent him some giant Elden Ring like life-size statue and stuff, and like he like lives and breathes the streaming stuff. Like he streams himself sleeping and all this stuff. Like
who the fuck watches somebody sleep unless you're a creeper?
These young niggas is built different. I'm telling you. Like I don't understand. Like, but that's what they do. But like he beat the white dude's record and stuff. Like he cool. Like he's
he
cool.
dresses. He's always got like people on his stream too. Like I think John Cena was on his stream a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yep. And it like Kevin Hart's been on there, Nicki Minaj, and they literally just come sit down with him and chop it up. Like John Cena was sitting down there eating a fucking Big Mac with him, like in a suit.
That was the chicken Big Mac, wasn't it?
Oh, is that what it was? Maybe
yeah,
I just saw that clip.
John Cena leaned forward and exposed just how bad his bald spot has gotten.
Yeah, I saw. I did see that.
Y'all need to show your kids the Truman Show.
Oh my God, you got loud. What'd you do?
That sounds good. Actually.
I pulled the mic closer to my face.
You should do that more often. That's some ASMR right there.
Not for free.
Make sure you blur your feet, okay?
Yeah, definitely got to do that.
What? I swear to God, anybody that's made it to this part of the podcast will be like, listen to these old motherfuckers.
I think, yeah. But I see that too. Like the TikTokers put up pictures because this one girl, she puts up, and she's a pretty girl. She puts up pictures of like full bodies and cosplay, and her feet are always blurred out. And I'm like, what you got? Hammer toe? What do you got? Amphibian feet? Like what is happening? Like
doesn't want that stuff to get out there for free, man.
That's what I'm saying. Is they probably selling that somewhere?
Yep. Dudes made a fucking website where they documented people's feet.
Is it called Wiki Feet?
I think so. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's why.
I'm sorry, but the feet are like the grossest part of the body. Like I don't understand that obsession.
My wife feels that way. She hates.
They're gross.
She hates feet. Like, oh God. I like to go by this tickler and mess with her, and she gets all freaked up. Like, stop! Like it's so funny. Like I mess with her all the time. She thinks I have a foot fetish. She's like, "Oh, you over here with this foot fetish?" Like, no, I just like fucking.
I promise you, my wife has no delusions, and I do not have one of those.
I got you.
I will run the other way, like Michael Myers is chasing me.
I got you.
No.
Oh shoot!
All right, one tweet, then we're done. Jeremy writes and says, "Hey guys, I'm sure I asked this a while back, years ago. What podcast do you listen to? Gaming, nerdery, murder. What is nerdery? Nerdery is a new word.
Oh Lord.
Murder stuff. My wife loves listening to murder mystery stuff. Most of my listening is gaming or Transformers podcasts."
Oh, okay. So one, hit me. What's them Transformers podcast you listen to? Because that sounds interesting. But I listen to outside of gaming stuff. I don't do murder, but I listen to like morning show stuff. Like I listen to like the Breakfast Club. And I'll listen to they do like deep dives into movie productions. I can't think of what that podcast is called, but like go behind the scenes with different stuff and stuff like I do. Like like that.
I am just gaming. I don't. The only thing I watch religiously is John Oliver. It's not really a podcast, but it's where I like do as far as news goes, like real world news. But gaming podcasts I listen to.
I don't. The only podcast I listen to is The Laps Fan, which is a pro wrestling podcast, which is fantastic. It's if you haven't listened to it, it's an actor and a journalist, and they both have a love of professional wrestling from the late 80s and early 90s. And so they do deep dives on different topics, different shows. They've done journeys through the AWA and World Class Championship Wrestling, and recently Hulk Hogan's run in Total Nonstop Action. They're just a fantastic podcast.
Yeah, I just added this. See, that's what I want me and Anthony to do with our stuff, with the comic books and shit. I want to sit down and just chop it up, just talk about comics, do some deep dives, and we'll get some guests on. Maybe we'll get real close to the mic. Talk
not for free, though.
Like,
not for free.
But not for free. We got to charge subscriptions for this. This is just a sample. That's what you get right now. You got to pay for the rest. But yeah,
now you got to turn on the female voice on your.
Hit the little.
Hit the little voice changer.
I don't know which button that is.
Doesn't it say like right on it, like voice change, some shit?
It does, but it does. Yeah, right there. We go.
There it is. It's right there. Okay. So, all right.
You weren't here for that episode, were you, Ryan, when he did this?
No, this is the first I'm hearing this.
Yeah, I went through all of them because it has a couple of different. This is like the best one that it has, though. Honestly. Okay, let me turn it off. Okay.
Oh my God.
We got to the quality portion of the show.
What the hell is this?
It's the baby. There's a baby. I didn't even know there was a baby. So, this is how you sound real close on the mic. Sound like, oh, this was the bubblegum one from,
you want candy. Yeah, you want candy.
Candy.
And then it has the elder. I don't know. It sounds like an elder demon.
I was going to say, you sound like a demon.
Right. I don't know what this is about, but okay.
Anthony, do you have any podcasts you want to talk about?
I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I'll be straight up honest with you.
I don't even know.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not a podcast, but a YouTube channel, Secret Galaxy. They used to be called Toy Galaxy. They do like documentaries on old cartoons and stuff.
Like old school, like Tom and Jerry type shit, or
how about the bizarre what the fuck story of Turbo Teen?
Oh, is that the one where he changes into the car?
Yeah.
Okay, that always creeped me out as a child. I'm like, dude's hands became headlights. What the fuck?
Hold on, what's the name? Hold on, I'm trying to put it on my thing. What's the name of the channel?
Secret Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
History of Aeon Flux, the incomplete history of the Transformers.
Oh, nice.
History of Fruit Stripe Gum.
Dude, that history is about 2 seconds long. Just like its flavor.
Oh, Alf. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm about to. Yep.
Gordon Shumway. Thank you.
The history of Goosebumps. Man, these videos aren't that long. Like, that's what's up.
I mean, if we're pulling in videos, I'm going to pull in You Can Beat Video Games, which is a great YouTube
Dude,
channel.
I watch a ton of YouTube
putting it on
channels.
Here. Hold on. Was it You Can Beat Video Games?
It's, the letter U.
Oh, okay.
You Can Beat Video Games.
YouTube channels, man. Fucking GameSack is my favorite.
GameSack?
GameSack is a dude out of Colorado who does like retro shit. Is really good. And then I know Anthony and I both watch Austin.
Oh, nice. Okay.
What did you pronounce wrong? The last
Polyphony.
Polyphony.
I was like, what are you doing, Austin?
Polyphony.
It's Polyphony Digital.
I thought it was Polyphony.
It is.
Yes.
The racing Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Polyphony.
We all do it. It's just one of those when you hear someone else do it, you go, oh.
You know what? I used to piss people off because I Evangelion. I always would pronounce it as Evangelon. Like
the
Evangelon.
Like,
y'all watch that Evangelon show? Evangelon? Yeah, people like, no, it's Evangelion. I'm like, it looked like Evangelon, but that's fine.
No, it's the Evangelion. Yeah, Ryan's Evangelion.
Gotcha.
Praise be. Path around the collection plate.
I also recommend Magular and Dungeon Chill. And as for podcasts, like I've already talked about Stone Age Gamer in the past. The other one I listen to is 30 20 10, which is just people going back 30, 20, and 10 years ago to talk about what happened in pop culture.
It died.
Okay. Man, we got to get our show on, Anthony. I'm telling you.
I know.
He's too busy eating peanut butter.
Wow. Okay.
What the hell do you keep coming back to peanut butter?
Right. Like, what is this?
I don't know what the fuck he's referencing.
I don't know why you went away, so I'm just going to call it eating peanut butter until...
That's why he went away, because you were eating
I
peanut
don't know,
butter.
maybe there's a character I didn't fucking like, and I just stopped talking.
I mean, that could be the case too, but I'm just going to stick with peanut butter.
Hey, Anthony.
He's gone again. He's out. He's gone. He really hates that character, and I don't know why.
Why? Okay, well, that's... Okay. I'm coming up with a character. I'm a bad character.
It sucks. It sucks. Character.
It doesn't suck. It's hilarious.
Fucking, it's not funny. It's shit.
Listen,
You're the only
I
one that doesn't find
when
it
I heard
funny.
it, man. I laughed pretty hard because he was like, "Hey Mickey, we got to fight over here. Hey Mickey, how's your mama today? Hey Mickey." I was like, "Oh Lord, is that what happens in the game?" It was funny to me.
That's how I felt. Like that's the voice that was going on in my head when like he was talking to me. I was like, "Oh my god, shut up!"
Right.
Anyway, if you want to tweet us, it says ZTGD Radio on the Twitter. Still Twitter, always Twitter. Send us an email, podcast@ztgd.com. We'll read those on the air, but not in that voice, because otherwise Anthony will go away. I don't want Anthony to go away.
No, me either.
That's it. There'll be some more embargoes dropping next week. If you want to read the reviews, there's a lot of them on the site.
Yeah.
And like I said on Twitter this week, I apologize to the PR people. Like, we're trying. We're trying to write everything, but there are too many video games.
It is a lot. It is a lot. Like, I have 1, 2, 3.
Dude, I got the list. I don't even want to look
10.
at it.
No, I look at it every so often just to see where I'm at, like tracking wise. But then I have my own on my computer. I got like with all the dates on stuff, and then it's a lot.
We used to do that without that list. I think that list is only like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh, you good for that then? Because I
was like, I've got to keep track of this. Like I'm approaching 50. My brain ain't what it used to be. So,
man,
we're gonna have to make a list. Just like when I'm told. I was just gonna say that's why I told y'all, motherfuckers. Like I'm building a list for what you tell me what you want. Because if you passingly in Discord are like, "Hey, can you give me this game?" I'm not gonna remember that.
Yeah. The only time I do that is if it's shit that's like coming out the same week or the day of, because I know you could just reach out to one of them niggas right there. But other than that, like I just use the main list.
Yeah, I check it. I check it like every couple days. I'm like, all right, what do I need to find? What do I need to request? But like, if somebody in passing is on Twitter, like, hey, can you get this game? I'm like, no.
I ain't remember that.
No, I'm not gonna remember that. Like, I'm gonna walk away for 10 minutes and it's already gone.
Yep. That is how it is now.
I'm a motherfucking goldfish with conversations right now. But anyway, that's it for this week. So unless anybody has anything else, get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.